Welcome to a college football Saturday in Davis, California. This is the FCS Championship on ESPN. Tucked away just to the west of Sacramento, UC Davis, the 5 seed, hosting the 12th seeded Illinois State Redbirds. The left side of the bracket for these FCS playoff games. You see South Dakota State and Tarleton State. Tarleton leading 14-7. The winner of that game will face the winner here in Davis. Top side of the bracket has Montana State up big on UT Martin. Idaho and Lehigh playing a little bit later tonight. We welcome you to the West Coast alongside Charles Arbuckle. I'm Richard Cross. Thanks so much for being with us. What should be a fun matchup. Two teams that are red hot coming into this game, Charles. You can't help but start with UC Davis's quarterback, Miles Hastings, who's been fantastic.
Hastings has been outstanding. He's really played well. Didn't even know if he was coming back this season, but boy, they are excited to have him.
He came back, and it's a good thing he did, because he, along with the rest of this UC Davis offense, has rewritten the record books. They've got an offensive-minded head coach. He's got to be pleased with the results.
They get the ball to so many weapons, and they do so much. You'll see eye candy and different things, and then Lan Larison, the guy that can do it all. Watch the one-handed catches because he loves to make them. And then the tackling machine. David Meyer, over 100 tackles this year, also a key component to this team.
Those 63 solo stops, a single season record. He's got a chance to move into that spot all by himself. Tim Plow, highest program ranking or seeding in an FCS playoff for the man who is in his first year as the head coach. Not first year for Illinois State's head coach, Brock Spack. 6 of the 9 FCS appearances, playoff appearances, have occurred under his leadership, but this is the first time since 2019. Illinois State won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so we're going to get a look at this UC Davis offense right out of the gate. Beautiful afternoon in Davis, California, just to the west of Sacramento, northeast of the San Francisco Bay Area. Temperature right around 60 degrees, a little hazy.
We thought we would see it. Lan Larison back for kick returns. He does it all.
Has not done a lot of this throughout the course of the season, but they want to get his hands on the ball as much as possible. Larison takes it 3 yards deep, and he's bringing it out. Larison going to be dropped shy of the 25-yard line. And that's where UC Davis will go to work offensively for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, one of the key things you'll look at in this offense is a lot of shift, trade, eye candy. They'll do a lot, and that's the one thing that Illinois State, who has been hot on defense, worries about and will have to maintain and contain.
Over 3,700 yards passing, 32 touchdowns. That's third best in a single season in school history. And right out of the gate, you see the movement. Larison on the carry on first down. You're going to see a lot of that as he takes it out across the 25-yard line. This is an offense that likes to move fast. Gain of 7 on first down.
They'll move with tempo, but they'll also get the ball out to a lot of weapons. But number 3 is the main guy we'll see handling the football.
Second down and 3. Back on the ground, Larison trying to get it to the outside, and he's going to be dropped at the 25-yard line. Amir Abdullah with the tackle.
Guy that's really been playing well. He had, his coach said, one of the worst injuries he's seen, and Amir just came back and has been playing well since he's come back.
Third down and 2 for this UC Davis offense. Twice they've stayed on the ground. They do again here, but how about a tackle behind the line of scrimmage? Mark Cannon Jr., the junior from Skokie, Illinois, steps up to make the tackle, and they will force a punt.
This is one thing that he can do. Mark Cannon Jr. off the edge. Look at 7 coming hard, and then he's able to identify right away. Larison has the ball. He goes right after him. Long, 6'3", 205. Played one of his best games last week and attacked the football. This is how you have to stop this Davis offense.
Ben Banks Altacruz is the punter for UC Davis. Player that was down on that play, a little slow coming off the field. Ian Simpson, the tight end, he'll jog off on his own power. Eddie Casper back to return this punt for Illinois State as they wait for their first offensive opportunity. Fair catch called for and made, and it's going to be outstanding field position for Illinois State as they come onto the field for the first time. They have won 6 straight games, and partly, or at least largely, because of their quarterback and his play. Tommy Rittenhouse, a junior from Geneva, Illinois, played at St. Francis High School. Over this 6-game winning streak, he has completed over 70% of his passes, and he's not turning the ball over. No interceptions in the last 4 games.
That's really impressive, and the way the Redbirds have been taking the ball away is also impressive, and we'll see a lot of that today. See if Tommy Rittenhouse can keep that going.
They'll use a number of backs, but they go empty on this first down play as Winkers right out of the backfield. Quarterback breaks a tackle, and here goes Rittenhouse with a slide just short of the first down marker. They'll actually mark him at the 46-yard line, but a good game on first down as Kavir Banks forced him down.
Well, you have a guy coming off the edge, and he misses. Kavir Baines, and he should have that tackle, doesn't make it, and that allows him to just work his way up the field.
Back to the air. This is a tight end on the reception. That's Javon Charles. Charles with enough for the first down. Crosses midfield, and Illinois State playing quick early.
You saw what Tommy Rittenhouse can do with his legs. That's the one thing you have to guard against. If you bring the pressure, you better get to him.
Make it to Winkers right. Rittenhouse.
That's going to be a PI, but that catch was made.
Able to get his hands underneath it. It is ruled a catch on the field at the 36-yard line. We'll check the marker.
Yeah, Eddie Casper, he had a heck of a move. And now I'm wondering if they're disputing whether it was a catch or not.
Alex Perella is our referee today. Made a long trip from the East Coast here to call this game on the West Coast. Visited with him for just a moment on the field before the game began.
Offense, number 23. That penalty's declined.
A defensive holding,
catch for first down.
and so they decline it, take the 13-yard gain instead, and have a first down at the 36.
Yeah, Kavir Baines was in coverage, and Casper, who is that slot guy. We're going to see a lot of that matchup, trying to match him up against a nickel or the safety. Give him an opportunity to make some plays.
At least for now, they decline the penalty. They are going to review to see if that was a catch or not. We're going to have a first down for Illinois State either way when we come back to Davis, California. Eddie Casper, the receiver there for Illinois State, able to get his hands underneath it. Ball bounced up, but had his hands under it, into his chest, able to secure it. And so a 13-yard gain and a first down for Illinois State coming off the review.
He's going to be a matchup problem on that inside, but what he is able to do also secure the ball, make the nice catch. They've got guys on the outside that make a lot of plays, but they really like this former walk-on, Eddie Casper, because of the things that he can do here. Get your hands under, you make sure you secure the catch.
This Illinois State team, a couple of guys that have a chance to both go over 1,000 yards today, and Xavier Lloyd and Daniel Sobkowitz. But Eddie Casper has been huge for this offense. That was his 42nd catch of the season. Illinois State trying to strike first, coming off a win in the first round of the playoffs last week against Southeast Missouri State. They put it on the ground and to the outside. A big play there for Winkers right. He is shoved out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Lamont Schamberger with the touchdown-saving tackle, but not before a gain of 25.
Winkers right, a little bit banged up, but man, he looked good in pregame warm-ups, and this D-line was a concern for the offense for Illinois State. They have handled them so far on this drive.
From the 12-yard line, first down, back to right on the ground, up the middle, and he is met by a number of blue jerseys. And dropped. Porter Connors was the first one there.
Yeah, there's a big defensive front, and that's where it all starts for this Davis team.
Zach Kennedy in the middle of that line. Three-man front with Princeton. Actually, it's Princeton Toki right there in the middle. The nose tackle. They got 4 down linemen on this one to the air. Rittenhouse taking a shot, and it's incomplete. That one was intended for Sopkowitz.
Come out and really been aggressive. Sopkowitz is a key component, like you said, 70 catches. Lloyd with 66. Both of them right at the cusp of 1,000 yards receiving.
3rd down and 6. Illinois State can get a first down without a touchdown. Rittenhouse from the gun throws, and it is caught for a touchdown. That's Eddie Casper hauling it in for the first score of the ball game. An 8-yard touchdown pass from Tommy Rittenhouse.
Man, Eddie Casper is so good in the slot, and what he's able to do is make a nice grab. Let's see if he gets those feet down.
Got to get one in bounds. There it is. That toe just inside the white line. And does he secure the catch?
Secured it. He almost got the 2nd foot down as well. That's a catch.
What a job by Eddie Casper. Extra point is good. 7 plays, 61 yards. Took just over 2 minutes, and it's the Redbirds of Illinois State that strike first.
I'm going to tell you, this guy reminds me of Hunter Renfro. He wears the same number, that's doing some things. Watch 13 in the slot. The moves that he'll make on the defensive back, and this is the 2nd time he's been matched up against Kavir Baines. They see this, they go to it, and look at the catch. You got to come up with 1 foot down, secure the ball. He gets that, and boom.
Did you see on that first look we got also, you had Rittenhouse looking completely to the left side of the field, and he came all the way back across the formation.
Yeah, he does it, and Rittenhouse does a nice job of that.
Did you see the reaction there from Tommy Rittenhouse? I think he thought he had let his receiver out of bounds.
He was upset. He had his hand on his head, and then he's, oh yeah, good touchdown.
Casper bails him out though with the touchdown catch. And the home team, UC Davis, falls behind after a 3-and-out.
This Illinois State team has been on the road. They're not afraid to travel.
And Larison this time will watch it sail over his head, and the UC Davis offense will begin at the 25-yard line. This is an Illinois State team, we told you. They've run 6 in a row. Jake Anderson, defensive lineman, 55-yard interception, return for a touchdown off the batted ball.
Yes, and you know who batted it? The guy with the club, Jalen Gaines. Turnover galore. They get after people. They want to make you, they press you, and then Xavier Lloyd with his ability to go up.
27 was the final. Illinois State forced 8 turnovers in that ball game. UC Davis starts on the ground on this drive. How about that hard running by Larison?
Larison, man, he will run hard, run through you. Now what they do is a good blocking up front. You see on the outside the tight end there too, Ian Simpson, but they're really able to give him some space, and now they're going to run a little tempo.
Larison showing a little balance as he slides to his right. He's brought down by Lavois Deontay McCoy on the play. 2 carries, 15 yards on this drive for Land Larison, who set the single season record for all-purpose yards here at UC Davis.
You know what it is, Richard, too, is patience in the backfield. We haven't seen him really get out and make any catches, but he does that. He can play all over, and you see the shade and shifts that they're doing.
Direct snap to Harris on Larison this time, and he bowls his way across the 50-yard line. DeAndre Jackson brought him down, but not before an Aggies first down into the Redbirds territory.
Yeah, they attack inside. Look at the blocking up front. Tight end coming across, Ian Simpson, and then that gives a big lane to the direct snap to Larison.
Larison gets a break in the backfield on this play as Jordan Fisher comes in for the first time. C.J. Hutton is the motion man. Hastings looking to throw, swings it down the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Trent Tompkins, that's the quarterback's roommate. And that was batted away. You had Cannon and Jackson both there in coverage.
Yeah, those guys in coverage, man, they do a nice job, because I thought this was going to be a completion, but look, over the top, just knocking that ball away. Really good coverage by those two, converging on it.
Hutton in motion. This time it's another direct snap to the running back, and it's Fisher with his first carry of the game. Another tackle for Keandre Jackson. He's a defensive captain on this team. Came in with 91 tackles on the year.
They call him a dark alley guy. You want to go down the alley with him.
Over the middle, that's complete to Hutton for a first down. At the 35, they'll actually spot him at the 34-yard line with the forward progress. Tion Parks on the tackle.
They've done a nice job of picking up the pressure and allowing Hastings to stay comfortable. Off the edge, Amir Abdullah's picked up nicely, and then he's able to get the ball out.
Gain of 8 and another first down. From the 35, UC Davis looking to answer the opening drive touchdown from Illinois State after going 3 and out on their first offensive possession. Back to Fisher on the ground, and that one is blown up by Jalen Gaines. Yes, he has got that big wrap on his right arm, but he told us before the game he is good to go.
Yeah, he's ready to play. Look at Big 50. Making the play, coming down, not blocked, and just go down there and make the play. He's playing with one hand, but he said, man, I am going to make some plays. I don't care.
2 backs in the backfield this time as Larison comes back into the game. Fisher to the left of the quarterback, who goes to the air. Trent Tompkins on the catch. And third down coming up for this UC Davis offense.
Tompkins is a key component for this offense as well. 4 touchdowns on the year. Came into today's ball game with 50 catches.
That was his 51st catch of the season. Larison in the backfield. 10th play of the drive. Ian Simpson, the tight end, was the man that came across the formation. And throw it back to Hutton. He's going to try and make something happen in the open field, and he cannot do it. And that brings up a 4th down and a decision to make for Tim Plow. Probably outside field goal range.
Yeah, good play by Dylan Gearhart right there on the spot. And I think they're going for it because they can't kick it from here.
Miles Hastings from the gun. They waste no time. Pressure coming. Hastings on the roll, looking downfield. He'll throw it late. That ball is incomplete. Trying to get it to Chaz Davis on the sideline. Davis is arguing that he hauled it in. It was Amir Abdullah that was right there to knock him out of bounds.
Well, right away off the edge, Amir Abdullah is coming, and then
we have a catch. It was called incomplete on the field. Is this one that they will take another look at? We're going to take a timeout. 7-0, Illinois State in front of UC Davis. Surprisingly, replay did not buzz down and take a look at that catch before the break, or at least they looked at it and didn't see enough to overturn the call upstairs. So it's Illinois State ball, leading 7-0 from their own 32-yard line. Second offensive possession is Rittenhouse, and the Illinois State offense are back out on the field. Another catch for Casper, 5-yard gain on first down. Let's go back to that 4th down play.
Yeah, I thought from up here, and then you can see the replay. Hastings is getting pushed out of bounds. A really nice job of getting your feet in. Now, we only see 1 foot on this side, but it looked like he had that one down. Ball secured, looked like a catch.
Ruling on the field was incomplete. Rittenhouse off the play action, airmails that one. He was trying to get it to Casper, who was open on the sideline.
Haven't seen Rittenhouse run but once, and that's the one thing that Davis has to do. You got to ensure you keep contained, because if he can get outside, he uses his feet. Casper has been his key weapon so far today.
3rd and 5, Rittenhouse. We talk about his feet. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns, 436 yards on the ground for the quarterback for Illinois State. Rittenhouse to the air. That ball is caught by Daniel Sobkowitz, and that takes him over 1,000 yards for the season. Needed 3 yards to get there. He got way more than 3 on that one.
One of the things Rittenhouse does a nice job of is getting that ball up in the air and just putting it in a nice place for Sobkowitz to come down with it.
Gain of 18 on the play. Rittenhouse to the air once again. And this ball is caught on the near side. It's Xavier Lloyd. Well, I said they're going to talk about it. Yeah, incomplete.
One official said yes, the other one said no. Oh, yeah. If he wore a 10, maybe. 13 got it.
And the toe right there on the white on the sideline. Good communication by the officials.
Watching him on film, man, he is really a good player. They've been happy with how he's played as a transfer from Kansas State.
Xavier Lloyd in the big day could go over 1,000 yards as well. This is right on the carry, dragging tacklers across the 40-yard line. Will bring up 3rd down and 3. Ilasoni Amoni on the tackle.
The blocking again. Interior guys are doing a nice job of getting that push and allowing him to run downhill violently.
3rd and 3. They give it to Wright. Wright's got the first down across the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Lamont Schamberger knocked him off his feet.
You know, talking to Brock's back, the head coach, he remembered this running back room, and then Tony Peterson talked about it as well, going back to their days at Minnesota when they had a tandem. They can do a lot with the running back room here at Illinois State.
Matt Lawson into the game at running back. They'll give it to the freshman on first down, and he is upended at the 30-yard line after a gain of 3 on the carry. Porter Connors with the tackle. Porter, one of 2 Connors on this defense. Twin brothers. Rex Connors plays safety. Porter Connors plays inside linebacker. And the 2 of them have combined for over 160 tackles this season. To the ground for Lawson.
Rich, probably the best defensive series for this line coming off. They got their 2nd unit in. They're trying to rotate those guys, but this Illinois State offensive line has done a nice job of sticking and staying, putting the helmet on the helmet and moving these guys around.
There you get a look at the brothers Connors. Rex, the safety, wearing number 4. Porter, linebacker, wearing 39. On this 3rd down play, this pass is bobbled and incomplete right in front of the UC Davis bench. And so this UC Davis bench forces a 4th down, and that will bring the field goal unit onto the field.
Good effort, but just not enough room for him to make that catch. And then Zach Kennedy with the pressure, forcing Rittenhouse to get the ball out quicker than he wanted.
Hayden Futch on to attempt the field goal. Season long for Futch is 47. That came on the road against Southern Illinois. This is officially a 46-yard try, and it's blocked. Big defensive player, big special teams play for UC Davis. I think it was big number 96 in the middle of that line that got a hand on it. We'll take another look. How about the special teams play, though, for the Aggies of UC Davis?
Yeah, you always want to make sure you got 2 guys with their hands up there making a big play. Nice job on that particular one to take us a break.
It was Eli Simonson, number 70, on the defensive line on special teams there for UC Davis that came up with the field goal block. We need to clean something up. It was Ian Wagner that tried the kick. Not Futch, who was the punter, not the kicker. My apologies. Little option look, and they get it to Larison to the outside.
I love the diversity of this offense too. They'll option game you. They'll move people around, and look, they come back the other way. Guy blocking for him, and then Larison one-on-one against Mark Cannon Jr. We'll see Mark Cannon Jr. all over the field trying to make tackles and plays in the secondary.
Second down play. They're trying to flip it back to Larison off the play action. And that ball was batted down by Mark Cannon. He's been active on this drive.
When you watch him on film, Rich, long, athletic, and these are some of the things that he will do. He'll come off the edge. Now they try to bait him, and he gets up and gets his hands there. If not, that's a long gain for Larison. Good play by Cannon.
3rd down and 3 here for the UC Davis offense. Still looking for their first points. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Larison motions out. Hastings over the middle. That ball complete Samuel Batu on the tackle, or on the catch, for a first down as Mark Cannon makes another tackle.
That's a strike also. Batu is going to get to the top of the route, and the ball's coming out. Good blocking again up front. Look at the ball. Strike right in between. And Mark Cannon Jr. is everywhere. It's like savoir-faire, man. He is all over the field.
Larison lined up in the slot, top of your screen. Hastings to the air. He goes back to Batu, who's got to run after the catch down to the 10-yard line, brought down inside the 10. First and goal, UC Davis.
Well, they missed the tackle here on Batu. Come back to the same area where they threw before. And this time, Cannon misses the tackle, and then also over the top, he's got Deontay McCoy, who misses also, and they pick up a big, big gain.
Trips at the bottom of the screen, one-on-one slant at the top. Big hit, but a catch made by Trent Tompkins.
That's why he's the quarterback's roommate, because he'll say, hey, man, if you throw me the ball, I'm going to catch it anywhere.
Tompkins came into this program as a quarterback in the same class with Miles Hastings. Right. Hastings won the job. Tompkins ultimately moved over to receiver. Hastings says, I sure am happy to have him out there. Empty backfield. Larison going to take a direct snap. Follows his blockers, working toward the end zone. He's dropped inside the 2.
This is a play they like to do. They'll focus on everything and put him in the position where he can be the quarterback in the Wildcat formation. Good job by Larison of running through, and also that line coming off on that surge on the left side.
Hastings under center. They bring a fullback in. Fake it to Larison. Throw into the back of the end zone. Incomplete. That was in the direction of the tight end. That was 86 who was out in the route that time for UC Davis, Franz Pullman.
Not enough space for him. You can see Miles Hastings with the pressure. They're going to do it again. 4th and goal. Went for it on the 4th down before, didn't get it.
Larison lined up as the quarterback for a direct snap. Larison trying to get it to the outside, sheds a block, gets into the end zone, and UC Davis is on the board.
They believe in number 3. And look at the blocking again. Good job by the line. They're just pushing everybody down. And then you can see also Ian Simpson with another blocker on the outside. The 2 tight ends do a nice job, Winston Williams and Ian Simpson. But it's Lane Larison walking into the end zone. Walking on sunshine, maybe?
8 plays, 67 yards, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. And that trip into the end zone for Lane Larison was a whole lot easier than some of those steers that he likes to wrestle.
I love it.
That's right. That's right. In high school, Lane Larison, he's a 3-sport guy. Football, basketball, baseball, and little rodeo. Steer wrestler. He was the #1 ranked steer wrestler in the country and won a state championship in Idaho.
I would try that. I wouldn't do bull riding, and I've been on some planes with bull riders. I said I respect those little guys. They're great, but this is awesome. We got to go and get the neck and bring it down. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Hold on a second. You would?
I would do that. Yes.
When's the last time you rode on a horse?
It's been a long time.
Okay.
Being from Texas, I used to get on horses all the time, but it's been a long time.
All right.
Now with these bad wheels,
because you got to bail off of a perfectly good horse.
I would get the little baby steer first. I would work with the babies first. Like he's got the medium-sized ones.
Lane Larison, he is a dude. Had a lot of opportunities to transfer in the offseason. Turned down the bag, as some call it. Decided that he wanted to stay here at UC Davis. Loved his teammates, loved the direction they were headed with Tim Plow coming in, following Dan Hawkins as head coach.
Plays with a chip on his shoulder because he should be invited to any major award banquets in the FCS level and hasn't been.
Let's check in on some of the other games that are going on. You got North Dakota State and Abilene Christian. Abilene Christian getting it into the end zone. That was Mr. Henry with the touchdown and a little dance to follow. So Abilene Christian leading at 7-3, and then how about a 90-yard house call?
Oh, man. It ain't easy winning in that place either, I'm telling you.
Abilene Christian leading 17-3 on the road at North Dakota State. Does North Dakota State have an answer? We'll keep you up to date with that score as Illinois State begins this drive with a couple of yards on the ground for Winker's right.
Kind of what you expected in this first part of the game.
By the way, North Dakota State has taken the lead.
Oh, wow.
It is now 20-17 at North Dakota State leading over Abilene Christian. That ball dropped. Trying to get it to Eddie Casper. He doesn't drop many.
Yeah, Eddie Casper shows a little footwork from soccer.
A little hacky sack there.
David Meyer coming in as always, but that's not what you normally see from Eddie Casper. He doesn't have many drops.
3rd down and 8. This defense trying to slow down an Illinois State offense that's already gone for 102 yards in this opening quarter. Scored on their first drive. This ball tipped and incomplete. Trying to get it that time to Scotty Presson. Had the contact at the same time the ball got to Presson.
Did a really nice job of going up high and getting that Sam Goloski.
Mateo Perez is the return man here for UC Davis. This is Aiden Futch that punts it away. Perez retreating, able to make the catch. Now trying to make something happen with his feet. They'll get a little bit of yardage there. It's wrestled down at the 27-yard line. Hey, by the way, this was the rest of the highlight. We'll take you back to the kickoff. North Dakota State, the Bison, down 2 scores, down 17-3. Oh, did he?
Oh, man.
Did he? Kicker to beat. Of course he beat the kicker. Well, unofficially call it 103 yards on the touchdown return. North Dakota State to the end zone once more. The halftime score 20-17. North Dakota State leading it over Abilene Christian. The winner will meet Mercer next weekend. This over on the right side of the bracket. South Dakota State, the 2-time reigning national champion, winning big in Brookings today as well. Pressure on Hastings. He rolls to his right, and he completes the pass to C.J. Hutton. Dropped a dime there, and Hutton is forced out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
They are really starting to get comfortable with this offense, and I really like how Hastings is able to throw the ball on a dime even when he's moving. He does a nice job of getting his feet set, getting the ball up in the air. C.J. Hutton with a nice play.
Miles Hastings, 7 of 11 for 108 yards. He's got 6 games this year where he's gone for over 300, maybe on his way to another as Hutton hauls in another one.
They're starting to attack this secondary for the Redbirds. And he's finding areas. Hutton is the guy this time. Each time he's seeming to look for a certain receiver. They do a nice job with matchups.
4 catches, 69 yards. This time the direct snap is to Fisher. Knocked off his feet by Lavois Deontay McCoy.
He is a real explosive player, a guy that they really like in this offense, and he's a good change of pace for Lan Larison.
That is going to do it for the first quarter. UC Davis went 3 and out to start the game. Illinois State with a short field responded quickly on their opening offensive possession. Eddie Casper with a touchdown catch. But then Lan Larison with the answer. We're tied at 7.
The 12-team playoff.
The widest, deepest pool of candidates the postseason has seen.
We have chaos.
This is wild.
Who's going to play for the national championship?
College football playoff selection show coming your way tomorrow, noon Eastern. A big win earlier today for Arizona State, knocking off Iowa State in the Big 12 championship game. We've got a second-round game here in Davis, California. Illinois State and UC Davis tied at 7 apiece with a lot of offense in the first quarter.
A-State was finished to pick last in the Big 12. Scatterboo, man, he was special today.
Kenny D and the Arizona State Sun Devils had other ideas. No last place finish for them. They will be in the college football playoff field to the end zone. Touchdown, UC Davis. Miles Hastings hitting what so far today has been his favorite target in C.J. Hutton.
Yeah, his mother owns a music studio. Dad plays the guitar, sings music. Sister's a music major. He's making some great music and rhythm right now with this offense. Moving down the field. You like how I brought that together. I know you were wondering.
I was wondering where you were headed. How's he going to tie it together at the end? What a start in this game for C.J. Hutton. He's got 5 catches for 79 yards and a score. That was a 4-play, 72-yard scoring drive. Took just 1:07, a 10-yard touchdown pass at the end.
Yeah, it's really when you have a guy that can move outside and then set his feet, and then C.J. Hutton is in a position. Really nice job of just throwing that strike right there. And see how he's able to do it on the move. I've seen it in a bunch of different ways. He'll set his feet, and other times he'll just kind of keep going. But man, Richard, he puts the ball right where it needs to be. And that's 14 unanswered points.
And you had Tompkins kind of running a route that attracted a couple of defenders, and then you get the drag underneath with Hutton.
Their offense, the way they set it up, especially when they're doing those flood routes, they're so nice at how he sets this up. And you can tell that offensive air raid, West Coast offense, a little bit of, power run. They combine all of it. And you can see how you have to attack it, and it's hard as a defense to defend it.
So UC Davis maybe a little shaky right out of the gate. They fell behind 7-0. Took them a couple of drives to get the offense going, but it is clicking right now. Jalen Carr is the deep man for Illinois State. This one is returnable from the 2. Carr trying to get to the outside, and he will go out of bounds just short of the 25-yard line. The NCAA FCS championship coverage continues next weekend. Quarterfinal coverage across the ESPN network. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Talking to both of these coaches, and Brock Spack was talking about what you need from a quarterback. He really likes his guy, Tommy Rittenhouse. He was at Purdue when they had Drew Brees. Some similarities in size and guys that can make plays. I'm not comparing Rittenhouse to Drew Brees, but he does have a lot of ability in that 5'11" frame.
Here's Rittenhouse with some room in front of him. Takes off and goes with a head-forced dive this time. He'll pick up 8 yards on first down. It was funny hearing Brock Spack say, as I've recruited, I can't tell you how many high school coaches next Drew Brees for you. And he said, my response every single time is, with all due respect, no, you don't. Coach Drew Brees at Purdue. That's the place that Brock Spack played as a linebacker and was on Joe Tiller's staff, and just one of the all-time special talents in Drew Brees.
Oh, and he talked about Drew Brees, and you can see the second effort here by Matt Lawson, a guy that runs hard. Also, we got into the discussion about Russell Wilson, also being one of those undersized guys with a lot of ability that can play as well.
All Russell Wilson did last week for Pittsburgh against the Bengals was go out and throw for 400 yards. How about Mitch Bartle, the tight end, rumbling for another first down for the Redbirds.
Transfer out of Western Michigan with a nice catch and run. He's going to come down the line, and then we call it a lion route because you're on the line and then no one's there. He kind of sneaks behind the line of scrimmage, toss it to him, let him go pick up some nice yards.
A lot of experience for Bartle. He played in 35 games at Western Michigan. First and 10 here for the Illinois State offense. Rittenhouse to the air, and he completes it to Matt Lawson out of the backfield. They seem to be in a little bit of a rhythm on this drive.
They do, and they feel like it looks like they've got started, and it really started when Tommy Rittenhouse went for that long gain when he had to scramble And every time now they're really starting to get in a good position, and he's figuring out who to go to and when to go to.
Rittenhouse, the junior from Geneva, Illinois. Set up the screen, and it's Lawson with some open space and a burst in the open field. Lawson all the way down to the 25-yard line, but a flag comes in.
It's coming back on Javon Charles. The tight end had his man locked up, and then I think he took him to the ground, 85.
Would have been a gain of 26 yards and really would have set Illinois State up in a great spot to try and even this game.
I like how Tommy Rittenhouse just dropped it in the bucket, let his tailback take off, but this is coming back.
85. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
You nailed it, Javon Charles.
Yeah, big 85 is down the field blocking. Right there you can see him, and then when he just takes his guy down, hands, and the officials are right there. It's Lamont Schamberger.
I'm Javon Charles. I think I go, hello now, don't call a penalty on me just because I'm bigger than him. 2nd and 5 after the penalty is marked off. Rittenhouse keeps it, and he's dropped a couple of yards short of the first down. So a 3rd down coming for this Illinois State offense.
You know, and it's also interesting with Tommy Rittenhouse. He might not have been the guy that was going to be the starter.
Yeah.
Remember that? I mean, redshirted in 21, didn't play in 22, and then he kind of came on, and he's been really playing well since he's won the job.
8 games with 2 starts last year. Jake Rubley came in from Kansas State. Look at this one, blown up at the line of scrimmage by Porter Connors. Loss on the play.
Yeah, Porter Connors is a beneficiary, but that defensive line, watch the guys up front come off the ball, and then that allows him to just get in there and make the play. Trent Carade is also there, but it was Porter Connors knifing in, making a nice play.
Boy, and how big is that penalty now?
Yeah. It made a big difference because that was a 1st down, and they were really rolling well.
Kind of broke the momentum of the drive. Mateo Perez catches this one at the 11, makes the first man miss, and picks up 2 or 3 yards positive. 39-yard on the punt. 14-7, UC Davis in front. UC Davis pretty productive on the last 2 drives. Didn't take a long time. A 67-yard touchdown drive in 8 plays, a 72-yard touchdown drive in 4 plays, and the Aggies in front by 7 over the Redbirds of Illinois State. Big Sky Conference, Missouri Valley Conference facing off. These are the 2 leagues in FCS football, at least the 2 leagues that have dominated the most. And this one over the middle. How about a seam route to Ian Simpson, the tight end, across midfield?
I've been waiting for this tight end crew. They have 65 receptions on the year, and Miles Hastings again with a strike. That RPO game, get it over the top. It's a matchup problem with Ty Niekamp. Really nice throw and catch.
37 yards on the play. This is Larison. Not much there on 1st down as he's brought down by Lemoy's Deontay McCoy.
I'm still shocked that Larison is not invited to the Walter Payton extravaganza for this. For FCS. I mean,
he was a finalist, but not one of the final 3.
I know, but that it blows my mind.
In terms of all-purpose yards coming into this ball game, over 2,000, set a school record. This ball complete. Trent Tompkins on the catch. How about the job that Hastings did once he got outside to get his shoulders turned?
You saw it too. I mean, that was he's feeling it now. Every time he's getting out there, watch how he gets down the side and then turns his shoulders and gets the ball as a strike.
And they're right back to the line, and Larison on the fake. They dump it off.
And Rich, what I like, they attacked vertically on the first pass. Now they're getting all of the 53 yards that they can use across the field.
And that was Winston Williams, another tight end on that reception. 2nd down and short. Playbook wide open here for UC Davis. Miles Hastings so far today, 12 of 16 for 197 yards. Here's Larison. What a cutback to the end zone. touchdown. Lan Larison now tied for the second most rushing touchdowns in UC Davis history. That is his 40th on the ground.
Well, the big thing is they were concerned about this offense. Travis Niekamp, was so worried about this, getting an open field, and you can see right there, Mark Cannon Jr. has a chance but can't bring him down, and Lan Larison says, man, I'm walking in again for 6.
It's almost like Larison kind of set him up for that. He planted that foot, cut to the outside, and Cannon had his feet go out from under him.
That keeps you up at night as a defensive coordinator when you have all these weapons, and we saw the diversity of this offense. Now 21 unanswered points, but the ability to attack.
UC Davis fell behind 7-0. Since then, 3 straight touchdown drives. Lan Larison getting into the end zone.
Well, look at Winston Williams and ability to come across 23. Right there, that block, and then that springs Lan Larison. Look what he's going to do. I'm going to break you off, 7. I'm going to break you off, and then I'm going to the end zone. Jalen Gaines chasing, but can't catch him.
Wait, was he setting him up for that cutback?
Oh, yeah, he was setting him up. That's one where you know 7 is coming as hard as he can. He can't stop on a dime, and I just cut back. As big as I was, I could do that a little bit back in the day.
12 carries, 72 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns for Lan Larison. Came into this game as the only player in the FCS with 2,000 all-purpose yards this season.
And we got, how many times can we say it? The steer wrestling just blew me away.
Is this danger zone for Illinois State, down 2 scores?
I think it is, but I think they won't panic because they have the kind of team and they've been winning. They'll figure some things out on this one.
Jalen Carr. Shorter kick this time, but good coverage by UC Davis. And Samaje Werner with a tackle on special teams. All right, Illinois State through the air. We know this is a quarterback that's comfortable throwing the ball down the field.
He's got a lot of weapons that he can go to. The one thing is, last time they hurt themselves, this is really nice routes and getting the ball out and getting it to his receiver.
And with a touchdown to Eddie Casper that gave Illinois State the early lead in this ball game. They start here from their own 20-yard line, down 21-7. Oh, what a catch by Casper.
Pass is complete, number 13.
I don't think Casper drops many balls, but that was one of the hardest catches you have to make, running like that and then reaching out.
Away from the quarterback, up the field, and you have to kind of reach back, and it is an all-hands catch. Casper this time lines up the top of the screen. And they go on the ground to Winker's right. Rex Connors with the tackle. Safety coming up in the hole.
They've done a much better job of that early on. Winker's right was able to find holes, but that time Connors comes on the backside and tracks him down.
Third down play for this Illinois State offense. Rittenhouse over the middle. That one is caught by Daniel Sobkowitz. Big play and a first down. Well, that was huge for Illinois State.
I love it because they get Rex Connors out of the middle of the field. Watch 4 go away, and then you're going to have that slant coming over the top. And that's what they have to do. They're going to have to continue to hit that and attack that area of the field.
Needed 3, got 17. Offensive coordinator Tony Peterson about his quarterback Tommy Rittenhouse said he's gritty. Not very big, but he's really fast in the open field. Has kind of an average arm, but he makes good decisions. Regardless of his talent, he gives us a chance to win.
Yeah, that particular play right there, Rich, is one of those that throw that has to go all the way to the other side. Not his best, but these are the things that he can do. He works with it. He makes sure they give him opportunities so he can make plays.
Yeah, that deep out,
that's a tough
all the way across the field is as difficult to throw as there is for a quarterback to make. Wright motions out of the backfield. Rittenhouse gets it to him. Now Wright trying to do something in the open field. What a good tackle there by Kavir Baines. That guy's bigger than you. He just went low.
Baines said, look, I know you're coming downhill and you're violent with the way you're going to run at me. but I'm gonna bring these 23 past. Okay, all right, yeah, I see you trying.
Okay.
I like it.
3rd and 8 for the Redbirds. Flag comes in there. That was the umpire that threw that one.
One of the linemen, a little bit early.
Full start. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty.
Micah Barnhart,
3rd down.
the junior from Canton, Illinois, started his college career out at Wyoming.
He's not happy. And he said, look, D-line, why are y'all telling on me? Let me just flinch a little bit, please.
So 3rd and 8 turns into 3rd and 13 for Illinois State.
Second drive in a row. They had a penalty before that stopped them from keeping the drive alive. Let's see if that plays a role here.
Rittenhouse rolls out of pressure, nearly lost his feet, gets it back, and then underthrew it to Wright, who couldn't haul it in. It's going to take a pretty big run after the catch, even if he had been able to make the catch.
Yeah, he was trying to get out in open field. Rittenhouse couldn't keep his footing. Really nice job of him just staying alive and trying to get the ball over the top.
And that allowed for the pressure from David Meyer. If he doesn't stumble, he's got a lot of time to try and make a play down the field.
Gologowski is one of those guys, 31, who comes in on a pass rush play.
Driving spiral this time. It's going to hit out of bounds inside the 20. Good punt that time. Davis, California. Beautiful college campus here at UC Davis. Scores from around the country. FCS second round games happening. Brookings, South Dakota. How about a pick six to ice it at the end? The two-time reigning national champion South Dakota State Jackrabbits with maybe the coolest helmets in all of college football. They get the win and move on. Check in on North Dakota State, who was down 17-3. Remember, they came back and took the 20-17 lead at the half. The Bison punching it in. They're up 10 on Abilene Christian. This is the right bracket, so North Dakota State trying to advance to potentially take on Mercer next weekend in Fargo.
This is danger zone for this Illinois State team. This is where they've been really good at turning the ball over, but they have to find a way to stop this UC Davis offense.
Illinois State's defense last week forced 8 turnovers. They had 5 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles that they recovered. Mateo Perez into the game as a running back for the first time today. Seen him in special teams.
Tim Plow is the offensive head coach, but also calls the plays. He and Paul Shelton have done a nice job of designing this offense, really going against a team that will attack you and make you turn the ball over. They've been able to keep them on the heels.
Tim Plow played here at UC Davis as a flag comes in. Hastings throws this one away. He was a quarterback that dealt with a lot of injuries, didn't play as much as he would have liked. This was his 3rd different coaching stint at his alma mater. First time, obviously, as the head coach. Former head coach Dan Hawkins, who's been in college football for a long time and considered to be one of the good offensive minds in the game, said that Tim Plow is one of the brightest football minds I've ever been around.
Check it out.
Let's go Nava, offensive lineman, big 79.
Right tackle there. He's got him. If you let go there, you're okay, but you keep holding on a little too long and you get that 10-yard penalty.
See if it affects them. This offense has been rolling. That's one of the things they haven't done is beat themselves.
And Larison back in the game, 12 carries, 72 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. This time it's to Larison in the air. Oh, he hurdles a man. Goes out of bounds near the 25-yard line. That was Tion Parks that, if he had looked up, would have seen Larison flying over his head.
Larison going bye-bye. Tell you what, man, you can see why he's got an ability to probably play at the next level, some of the things that he can do.
Second catch of the game for Larson. There is a sack on the play. Jalen Gaines, that Jack linebacker, comes up and wrestles down Miles Hastings. That was a third down play. Got to force a punt.
Nice play by Gaines. Finding a way there, keeping contained, knowing that he's going to come to him, and when Hastings gets there, he's available. Nice job, and that good stop by this Illinois State defense. They needed one.
You said danger zone needed a stop. They get it. Eddie Casper calling for the fair catch, makes it around the 35-yard line. 5:28 until halftime. It's a 21-7 lead for UC Davis. Illinois State, since that opening offensive drive, they've moved the ball, but on their last couple of possessions, they've had penalties that have really kind of derailed the progress.
Yeah, they've moved the ball down the field. They've shown some efficiency there, but the penalties have really put them in harm's way. And if they can protect that, they would have scored. So they need to go and find a touchdown here or a field goal.
Matt Lawson in the backfield alongside Tommy Rittenhouse on the first play of this drive. Casper in motion. Rittenhouse on the run, incomplete. That one was intended for Xavier Lloyd.
He struggled throwing balls that way today. That's the second time the ball has been high. Xavier Lloyd was open again. Just not on the same page on that particular route.
Touchdown on the opening drive. Since then, a blocked field goal and 3 straight punts from this Illinois State offense. Second and 10. That one may have been batted at the line. It was short in the direction of Sopkowitz. And quickly brings up a third down.
Well, I thought that ball was tipped.
3rd and 10 for Illinois State.
Big 86, I think. Evan Dearden gets his hand on it. Nice job by the big man.
Original defensive end from Sonora, California. 3rd and 10. Rittenhouse with time. Trying to make something happen. Flips it down the field, incomplete. Sopkowitz was trying to come back for it, but pretty good coverage down the field. And Samaje Werner right there.
He had no one to throw to. I mean, the coverage was there, and he's buying as much time, but everyone was locked down. And I tell you what, Sopkowitz almost wanted to come back and catch that one, but really nice coverage by everyone in that secondary.
So Illinois State, after forcing a punt, turns around. Cannot pick up a yard offensively. And they punt it away on 4th and 10. Late fair catch signal there made by Mateo Perez. Let's check on an FCS scoreboard update. Tarleton State, South Dakota. Oh. Wow.
Wow.
Goodness. Tarleton trying to answer after the touchdown from South Dakota. They got a good one. Tarleton, 3rd quarter, leading at 28-21. The winner of that game will meet the winner of this game between UC Davis and Illinois State next weekend in the quarterfinal round. Hastings with time, and that's a big completion to Chaz Davis out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 25 yards on 1st down.
Deep crossing route, and what's going to happen is you just kind of lose folks. You can see deep over there, and you have the receiver. You see Mark Cannon Jr. has to go with the other receiver.
Right back to the air. This ball is caught. Batu able to get his hands underneath it.
They're going fast.
Like he got his hands underneath, kept it off the turf, and now it's Lan Larison rumbling for a 1st down across the 45. They'll spot him near the 43-yard line.
This is another situation where Travis Niekamp has to be figuring out, okay, we got to stop these guys and we got to force something.
That play was good for Aggies. First down.
So first down from the 44. This UC Davis team really confident. 10-2 coming in. They lost 31-13 in the season opener at Cal down in Berkeley. And then a heartbreaking loss to Montana State. They came up just 2 points short, 30-28. They were down 30-8 in that game. Scored 20 in the last 6 minutes of the game, but couldn't quite claw all the way back.
And they looked at that one, Rich, and said, this is why we have to play better. And when we get to the playoffs, have to be ready for that Missouri Valley Conference or Big Sky or whoever we face. And I think that really set them up for this run that they want to make in the playoff.
But also the reason that they believe they are talented enough to win a national championship. They lose that game to Montana State by just 2 points. Montana State, the #1 overall seed.
They had them on the ropes, had a 2-point conversion that they couldn't complete.
Toward the end zone, incomplete. Flags come in. DeAndre Jackson in coverage, trying to hang there with Samuel Batu.
Never played the ball. And Batu does a nice job of forcing that contact.
Pass interference, defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty.
Another nice
Automatic.
ball.
First down.
By Miles Hastings. Yeah, he's going up and trying to knock that ball away, but he doesn't turn around and really attack the ball, runs through the receiver.
UC Davis trying to make it a 3-score game from the 25-yard line. They've got a first down. Miles Hastings to the air, incomplete. He wants that one all over again.
Well, he had pressure coming after him with Ty Niekamp trying to break that up.
Winston Williams, the first team all Big Sky tight end, was all by himself.
Yeah, he had no one around him. Ty Niecamp's interesting story. His football IQ, dad's a coach, and just, he said when he moved to Louisiana in the 3rd grade, he wanted to play tackle football. He said, I'm going to play tackle football. His dad said, okay, got to let you do it.
Niekamp, the sophomore, his dad Travis Niekamp, the defensive coordinator on this team. Larson breaks a tackle, then spins his way to a first down.
Yeah, this is tough for a defense to handle because they played so well and they've won so many games, and now they got a team that's just attacking them, putting them on the ropes. And they're missing tackles, which is uncharacteristic for them. They have made a lot of tackles and made a lot of plays over the last few weeks.
Mateo Perez in the backfield. He was knocked off, kind of like a pinball there. Now spins his way to positive yardage. Mark Hanna Jr. finally on the tackle there, just kind of bouncing around inside.
I think by him getting knocked around, it allowed him to, the defense to pause, and Mark Hanna Jr. sees him coming out on the other side.
If UC Davis wants to, they can take it down to the 2-minute timeout and not snap it here, but they are at the line. Looks like they are ready to go, and they are. Running the ball on the ground there by Larson to the 5-yard line. It's going to be very close to a first down. We've got a 2-minute timeout. UC Davis leading it 21-7 and threatening. Told you at the beginning today that Tim Plow is an offensive-minded head coach. There's your illustration. 90 on the ground, 253 through the air, 16 first half first downs, and no turnovers.
That's been the key. This Redbird defense has really thrived on that, and this offense has not allowed them to have those.
3rd and 1. Larson takes the direct snap, goes to the left. He's got enough for the first down and is dropped at the 2.
Rich, I really think if they can keep them to a field goal, that would be a win. With the way this offense is playing and how Miles Hastings is really moving down the field, Larson, they've got all their weapons working. They have to figure out a way to hold them to a field goal.
Well, it just got more difficult because you got 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Larson 85 yards on the ground, 23 yards receiving. You understand why he's got the all-purpose numbers that he does. Also got a kick return. And UC Davis going to let some of this time run off the clock as they've got it at the 2-yard line. Going to burn a timeout and take as much time as they can off the clock, with the anticipation of scoring and leaving Illinois State less time to work with.
Exactly. Yeah, they're trying to do everything they can to score and keep Illinois State off balance.
All right, what have you seen so far through the air from Miles Hastings?
I've seen him be very accurate when he's moving, which I saw on tape. I see receivers making plays, and there's a consistency to his game, whether he's attacking vertically or to the side, any side of the field. They flood zones, so it makes it difficult, or he'll hit you with a big play like that over the middle of the field. But look at him. Every time he's running, the ball is a catchable ball, Richard, where guys can still make plays, either a touchdown or yards after catch.
Earlier in this game, Miles Hastings set the single-season passing yardage record. He is now 2 yards shy of 4,000 for the year. Came into this game with 10,420 career passing yards. Larson into the end zone. It's a hat trick for Lan Larson. And it's now 27-7 with an extra point on the way.
Can't say enough about this offensive line and how they've come off the ball and created space for Larson, and then also time for Hastings.
Miles Hastings said about his running back, Lan Larson, he said he is a special talent. Great leader on the offensive side of the ball. Called him a pure competitor, which I think is pretty easy to see.
Yeah, it is. Some similarities to Danny Woodhead. Reminds me of my former teammate Marshall Falk, with the capability and the ability to do so many different things. You can line him up and he's going to be a receiver or he's a running back.
So when you make that comp, there are people who go, hold on a second, are you saying he's Marshall Falk?
No,
not necessarily what you're saying.
I'm saying his ability to do so many different things and do it well. Marshall, you can line up anywhere on the field and he can make plays. High football IQ, same as Larson, understanding where he needs to be and how he attacks certain things. And that's why I said, whether it's Danny Woodhead or any of those guys that have played slot receiver or running back or different places on the field, that's why so many scouts are coming here to look at him, because that's what you want in this new NFL.
After UC Davis fell behind by 7, they've ripped off 28 straight points. That a 10-play, 80-yard scoring drive took 3:46 off the clock. It's a 21-point lead for the Aggies over the Redbirds of Illinois State. You see the dominant offensive numbers. Minute 19, Illinois State got to do everything they can to try and put points on the board here. They do get the ball to start the second half. So if you're projecting the best case scenario for the Redbirds, it's got to go in 2 for 1.
Score here, come out of the break, and try to get some more points. Get the momentum back from this UC Davis team.
Kick away by Angelo Giannetti. This one hits at the back line of the end zone. So if Illinois State's going to score, they've got to do it from the 25. Larson.
Yeah, it's versatility. So many different ways they like to get him the football in space. And then he can do so many different things, like right there. Get the hole, hit the hole, make people miss. He's just got a lot to his game. And, I think that steer wrestling piece makes him a tough guy, but it's also his ability not to flinch. Whenever anybody comes up, he's going to take them on or he'll make them miss.
Ball to 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Redbirds.
3 touchdowns, 3rd time this year that Larson has gone for 3 scores in a game. This pass complete to Sobkowitz.
Pass complete.
Goes out of bounds. That stops the clock at the 37-yard line, enough for a first down.
Sobkowitz has not had a huge game, he or Lloyd, but they have to get moving for this offense to keep clicking.
3 catches for 47 yards today for Sobkowitz. Here's Rittenhouse trying to get out of bounds. He goes across the 40 and again stops the clock with 1:07 until the half.
Rittenhouse hasn't had any long runs, but that one there keeps that drive alive, keeps those guys moving, stops the clock as well.
Rittenhouse quickly to the air. This time it's Casper, short of the first down.
Eddie Casper.
Actually, they will give him the first down, and so that will stop the clock to move the chains with 61 seconds. So these teams head to the locker room. Clock rolling. Rittenhouse complete. Good tackle in the open field, and a timeout immediately taken by Illinois State. David Meyer, with that solo stop, has now broken the UC Davis record for solo tackles in a season.
Yeah, just the ability to come off and make the play. Nice tackle by Meyer.
That is his 64th solo stop.
Yeah, he runs through the ball carrier. Also really good friends with Thomas Mirabella, high school teammates. Said he got tired of losing at Cal Poly and then came to UC Davis, and they're trying to find those winning ways.
I think they found it.
It's just interesting when you talk to the coaches and how these things all come together in these FCS games. When it's win, you keep moving, lose, you go home. There's a critical time for the Redbirds.
When Meyer coming into this game, he was at 104 tackles. He's now got 67 solo stops. He's also got 4 interceptions this year.
One for a touchdown, 60-yard touchdown versus Texas A&M Commerce.
So Illinois State was kind of clicking on this drive, moving it down the field.
Every time they seem to get moving, they just kind of slow themselves down.
Well, this time it was that tackle by Meyer that slowed things down a little bit.
That's true.
Rittenhouse looking down the field. Is that a catch? No, incomplete. Sopkowitz trying to haul it in and keep those feet in bounds. A couple of times today we've seen Rittenhouse rolling to his right, and that ball kind of sails on him just a little bit.
It looks like they're going to keep that offensive. Take a timeout, make a decision, but 4th and long.
All right, now you.
An incomplete pass.
Okay, they're going to take another look at this one to see if it. I was going to say I thought that was a timeout, because if you're going to punt it here, you make UC Davis take the timeout. You don't take time to think about it.
Yeah, but I think they want to take a look at this and review whether it was a catch. And we've seen multiple times where, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, he does a nice job of keeping the feet there, holding the ball through the catch, securing it.
Sopkowitz, the junior out of Arlington Heights, Illinois. He's gone over 1,000 yards for the season. You got a left toe down there?
It sure looks like it. But they have to have indisputable video evidence of it being there. Sopkowitz is doing a nice job of trying to get both of those feet down, that left foot. And the hands on the ball, really good look by our camera crew. The concentration there.
You got a toe down. If you call that a catch at the top right there,
yeah,
then that is a reception on the sideline. He's able to get that left toe down one more time, it looked like.
He kept that toe really, I mean, that's one of those best works of a receiver, keeping the toe on the ground. Look.
You and I watched a replay in a break earlier, and I thought, hey, that's a catch.
Yeah.
They ended up not even reviewing this.
I know.
That looks like a catch to me.
And it was an incomplete pass. So
you got a catch?
I got a catch.
All right, got to have indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. Is this indisputable?
Foot drags.
I got left toe.
And he is able to secure the catch through, all the way through. Now the ball, you can touch, the ball can touch, but is it still secure? When he comes around, he still has the football. Now, if that's the only thing, that would be it. I think that's a catch. That's going to be a first down.
Well, they're moving the ball on the field even before we have gotten a ruling from our referee. Alex Perella still got the headset on, still hanging out at the monitor. Let's check in with him.
After further review, ruling on the field is a completed catch for a first down. Be 1st and 10, Illinois State at the 41-yard line. Clock operator, please call 48 seconds
told
on
you
the game
what
clock.
it was.
Wait, I thought I told you what it was.
Well, I know. I told you that I think it was a catch even from the beginning, but we confirmed with each other.
How big is that, though, for Illinois
Huge.
State? 48 seconds left in the half. One, they still got a chance to score, but two, they don't give the ball back to UC Davis.
I think this is a great opportunity for your offense now to keep that momentum and go into half with the touchdown.
Rittenhouse over the middle. That's caught. That's Presson, Scotty Presson Jr. And a timeout taken by Illinois State to save those precious seconds. 42 of them remaining.
30 seconds.
With the second down play coming up.
Doesn't have a lot of catches. 8 coming into today's game. 7, and then now
Clock
8
operator.
with 102 yards. So
Please
he's a
reset the
key
game clock to
component at
43
certain
seconds.
times.
Thank you.
That was the second catch of the game, or second catch of the game for Presson. But Xavier Lloyd, 912 yards.
Yep, that's exactly right. Now, Preston's been targeted twice, but he's only had the 1 catch because I think earlier, I can't remember if he...
That's right.
Yeah,
you're right.
But Lloyd, that's the key. And how many times have we seen it where they've tried to get him the football and it's just not been there for him? This is the key drive for him to make a play. He's got 3 targets, but no catches today.
So out of the timeout, 1 timeout remaining for Illinois State. Redbirds 10-3 on the year. Lost to Iowa in the season opener. They lost to North Dakota State and to Missouri State. Since then, 6 straight wins. Four of those 6 wins coming on the road. They are looking for another road victory.
Game clock operator, please set the game clock to 40 seconds. 40 seconds on the game clock.
All right, so they wanted the game clock set to 40. So take 3 seconds off the game clock. Could be big.
Second down and a yard.
Could make a big difference down the road.
Rittenhouse 16 of 28, 142 yards and a touchdown in this first half. Comes over the middle again, and he gets Eddie Casper. He's wrestled down at the 20-yard line, and a flag comes in. Little extracurricular on that tackle, and that's going to be big because you're going to add that to the end of the catch for Illinois State.
Yeah, UC Davis, you don't need to do that. You make the play and keep moving. Now you're giving Illinois State every opportunity, and Eddie Casper has been the key weapon for Tommy Rittenhouse.
It's like Rex Connors was having trouble getting Casper to the ground, and so he just decided to body slam him.
He gives some free yards in that one.
Catch was at the 20-yard line. Looks like they will give half the distance to the goal line.
Moving on the field is a first down. After the play, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness number 4. Defense. After distance to the goal, automatic. First down.
He had actually gone to the ground. Maybe didn't hear the whistle, but then Rex Connors made sure that Casper was down, and
35 seconds.
he also made sure that Illinois State had it closer from the 10-yard line. First and goal, Illinois State, 33 seconds into the half, 1 timeout remaining.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 35 seconds. 35.
All right, 35. I think we're good. We're good?
Let's go.
Illinois State gets the ball to start the second half. If they can get it in the end zone, they're going to feel fantastic going into the locker room toward the end zone. This ball nearly intercepted. That was defended well that time by Wyatt Gardner, the junior from San Diego.
Really nice play by Gardner of going up high and knocking that ball away. And he's a little bit banged up after that, but he high-pointed that football. Larger, taller guy.
Now second and goal, 31 seconds, and a timeout going to be taken here by UC Davis.
Second charge, timeout of the half.
Head coach of the
UC
Aggies.
Davis.
sprinting down the sideline. Tim Plow. I got something he didn't like with that look.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a little bit uncomfortable with that.
Xavier Lloyd, junior from Blue Springs, Missouri, transferred in from Kansas State. He's had a huge year. 66 catches, 912 yards, 6 scores. He has been kept off the board so far today.
I mean, they wanted to go to him. We knew he was a key component, and they have not been able to find him. 3 targets, but no catches.
All right, 2 plays to get into the end zone here. If you don't score on 3rd down, do you kick a field goal to guarantee points, or are you playing for a touchdown?
I think they need to come away with some points.
Casper lines up in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Rittenhouse looking left, now back to the right. Throws it toward the end zone, incomplete. And that brings up 4th down, and so here we go. We'll find out the answer to that question. Does Brock Spack go for it on 4th down and try and get the touchdown, or do they kick the field goal? Right now, the offense is staying on the field.
The secondary has done a really nice job of coverage, too. I mean, we can say Xavier Lloyd hadn't had any catches, but I got to give a lot of credit to that back end, especially after that first drive.
Illinois State, 8 of 19, 42% on the year on 4th down. 4th and goal from the 10. To the air. Got to make a man miss. Not going to do it. That was Sobkowitz. I beg your pardon. I said 4th down there. This is 4th down. That was the 3rd down play. Is that right?
It should. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, here's the thing. With this situation, points are premium. So I still think if they were in closer, maybe go for it. But right here, I would say no. Kick this field goal.
So on the 1st and goal play, they took the shot into the corner of the end zone.
Let's see what he brings out. Tony Peterson and Brock Spack, if they decide to keep the offense on there, I would say kick the field goal because you need points. It's been so hard to score. They're trotting out Ian Wagner.
So Wagner 0 for 1, had a field goal blocked earlier in the ball game today. I was a down off. My apologies there. And so a timeout now taken by UC Davis. We will eventually get to halftime, we think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's Tim Plow's not going to let those timeouts stay out on the board. Now that's the real key. We talked about special teams being so good for Illinois State. But so far today, it looks like this UC Davis team has really done a nice job on special teams.
So Wagner back out onto the field, the junior from Sierra Vista, Arizona. Actually went to O'Fallon High School in Illinois. He is 10 of 13 on the year. This is a 22-yard attempt from the right hash. Wagner's field goal attempt is good. Illinois State does get points before the half. With just 2 seconds remaining, they trail by 18 and will get the ball to start the second half.
Big points for them.
Brock Spack's team able to put some points on the board. His record as a head coach, 8-5 all time in the FCS playoffs. In his 16th year in Normal, Illinois.
It was real good catching up with him this week, just talking about his team, the program, the staff, all the things they've been able to do, all the injuries they had earlier in the year, just being able to get on this run.
ball coach.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a ball coach. Loved the backdrop in his office. He's a Cubs fan. He had a big red W flag on the wall.
Number 15.
They fly the
For
W
UC
in
Davis is now
Chicago.
wearing number 0.
Wrigley Field, one of the best places to watch a baseball game. If you've never been, I guarantee you wouldn't be disappointed.
Land Larison is the deep man. This ball just squibbed along, and they'll take it down on a knee. And 1 second left on the clock until halftime. Comparing the first half yardage for these two teams, 348 in the first half for UC Davis, 234 for Illinois State. We do have a flag on the field. Felt like we were in a pretty good rhythm in this game, and then the last 2 minutes of game time have taken about 20. It's felt that way anyway.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we were moving at a nice clip, and then all of a sudden it just kind of came to a abrupt pause.
Winner of this game will meet the winner of South Dakota and Tarleton State. We'll have some highlights from some of the other games that are happening. If South Dakota wins that game, then they would host UC Davis.
I like meetings and I like conferences, but I don't like them to last this long. You know, that's all I'm saying. And there's 1 second left. So, you know how the people are at a meeting and they're trying to get home and people keep talking. It's kind of like these guys are trying to get to the locker room and make the adjustments.
We're going to get the word from Alex Perella here, I think.
Equipment violation on the receiving team. 2 number 0s. That penalty's declined. First down.
All right, so they had 2 of the same number on the field. Called it an equipment violation. There were both 0s on the roster for UC Davis. So it's Ian Simpson, and I don't even know who the other 0 is. And now we got another whistle.
The fans are restless.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
All right, there's a kneel down. You get that last second off the clock, and you're going to have a halftime lead for UC Davis at 28-10 over Illinois State. Tim Plow scheduled to visit with us in just a moment as his team heads toward the locker room. I think we've got that coming up. Illinois State jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but then it was 28 unanswered before that final field goal. Tim Plow joins us now. Coach, how did you feel about the way your guys played in this first half after falling behind 7-0?
Yeah, I don't like the start, obviously. Never want to fall behind that way, but, you know, Illinois State's a great football team, and they're going to come out ready to play. But we have shown to be a resilient team throughout the season, and was happy to see us show that resolve again. So we got to keep it going now for 2 more quarters.
As well as your offenses play, Coach, your defense really stepped up after that long drive. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think early on, maybe a little bit of nerves, just getting used to the situation. You know, their quarterback's talented. They got great receivers. I think our ability to win first down and second down and get them into third manageable for us is going to get us off the field. And I thought we did a great job of that after the first drive.
Coach, you told us about Land Larison coming in as good as advertised. He goes for a hat trick with touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, he's just not good enough to win the Walter Payton Award.
We asked that question as well. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, guys.
A little parting shot there from Tim Plow. Not one of the 3 finalists for the Walter Payton Award. Halftime here in Davis, California. The UC Davis Aggies in front, 28-10. We're back with you in just a few minutes. This is the 2024 FCS Football Championship on ESPN. We welcome you back to beautiful Davis, California. Halftime The UC Davis Aggies leading it 28-10 over the Illinois State Redbirds. First half numbers, total offense dominated by UC Davis, including Charles Arbuckle, 253 through the air.
Yeah, Miles Hastings really did a nice job of getting the ball to all of his weapons in that first half.
As I just mentioned, he is Charles Arbuckle. I'm Richard Cross. We're glad to be with you. An impressive first half for Miles Hastings. I thought it was really big that Illinois State was able to get points on the board right before the halftime. They would have preferred 7. They settled for 3, and they get the ball to start the second half.
It was good for them to get that score because the way this offense for UC Davis was rolling, you had to figure out a way to stop them. Points are the best. Now you have a chance to get this ball and go out in the next half.
Let's look at some of the highlights from the first half. Highlights that were led early on, at least, by defense.
Yeah, defense was really playing, Rich, and then Illinois State just couldn't find a rhythm, but the defense is the reason why. Every time they had a chance, this defense just made plays. Their secondary covered well. They were playing well up front after that first long drive.
Land Larison and the UC Davis offense kind of had their way in the first half. 3 first half touchdowns. You heard the head coach for the Aggies as he was headed to the locker room. There's some frustration for Tim Plow that his running back / do everything guy is not one of the 3 finalists for the Walter Payton Award. And I kind of understand the frustration. I think we got a glimpse in the first half of some of what he is capable of.
Yeah, he made that clear even in our conversation this week. But it's even more apparent now you're watching Land Larison in person, getting a chance to see him.
Single season leader Land Larison in all-purpose yards, 21-32 coming into today's game. He has only grown that number. 255 rushing attempts. He's now number 1 in that category.
You know, the other thing is the history of this UC Davis team and not having won a championship, I think, is the one thing, too, they talked a lot about, and not being afraid to lean into that.
UC Davis hosting a playoff game for the first time since 2018. They have already notched their 10th 10-win season in school history, trying to get to 11 wins on the year and set up a quarterfinal matchup next weekend. If they advance to the quarterfinals, they'll certainly have their hands full as everybody is really good at this time of the year. But Illinois State, they've got the exact same idea. They're going to have to play better in the second half.
They're going to have to play better and find a way on defense to slow this offense down, but particularly get points. That's been the thing that they've done well during their win streak is score. They've got to do it against this UC Davis defense.
So Tommy Rittenhouse and the offense to start things off in this second half for Illinois State. Through the air, that's Daniel Sobkowitz on the first down catch.
Wyatt Gardner on the coverage. Xavier Lloyd has to get going in the second half. They've got to get something out of him and continue to go to Sobkowitz. And Eddie Casper has been a real key component in the first half.
Rittenhouse throws it behind him as he goes to the left. That was Eddie Casper on the reception. Going to bring up a third down.
It almost looked like if he had kept the ball, he may have had more yards than they were able to pick up on that, like a 1-yard gain.
Winner of this game will meet the winner of South Dakota and Tarleton State. That is actually going to be South Dakota. The Coyotes with the win, 42-31 at home. Rittenhouse trying to make something happen. Pretty good protection by the offensive line. Now look at the green in front of it. Rittenhouse runs for the first down and more. He's brought down or goes out of bounds just shy of midfield.
Yeah, David Meyer has to maintain. See, he's playing almost like a spy on that play, and then he comes in and just completely misses Rittenhouse. And you got to keep him in front of him. Lamont Schomburger at the very end went down, but he stayed in the ball game.
Yeah, the safety was slow getting up. Does not come out of the game, though. Empty backfield now as Winkers Wright lines up at the bottom of your screen. Rittenhouse again with time. That's 2 plays in a row. Pretty good job as a flag now comes in at the end of the play. And you see that much time in consecutive plays for a quarterback, you wonder if there's a hold coming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be on the left guard, 69. But I'll tell you what, the secondary again is covering.
Holding.
Might be 68.
69.
Ah, 69.
Micah Barnhart.
First down.
I thought it was on the transfer from Wyoming. The worst thing for O-linemen, I hate it because they play well and then they have this kind of play and everybody sees it. That's a big Princeton Toki, who is a huge guy on the inside, and he's trying to hold him.
Toki, the senior from Vallejo, California. He's one of those middle of the defensive line guys that doesn't have tons of numbers, but has been incredibly impactful. This is Winker's right on the carry. Tackle for David Meyer.
Yeah, when you talk to other teams, they know who he is, because a guy that size being able to play that many plays, he's a captain on this defense. I mean, Arnold mentioned All Big Sky from Vallejo.
2nd and 11 now. Rittenhouse to the air. Casper with the catch, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. It's very manageable. They're going to put it at 44. So 3rd down and a couple coming up here for Illinois State.
You got to keep this thing alive. You got to keep it going. And you have a 3rd down that's manageable. But if they don't get it here, I would think they'd be going for it in this area. They haven't been able to go after those strike plays too, Rich. That's the one thing I haven't seen from them today either.
When you got 1st and 20 and you get back-to-back 9-yard gains, you give yourself a chance on 3rd down. This is Winker's right to the outside. That's a 1st down and more as he rumbles down to the 25-yard line. Rex Connors finally brings him down.
Very similar drive to what they had in the first half. The first drive they had. Winker's right just runs with such authority, gets outside, able to get around the edge. Nice job of running the ball and staying alive. Porter Connors on the end couldn't get him, and he's able to run. He's a little bit banged up.
Winker's right, now the 13th player in school history to reach 2,000 career rushing yards. Came into today's ball game with 1,944. Had a big run there. Here's a shot play down the field, incomplete. You had one-on-one on the outside. Marquise Alexander in coverage with Xavier Lloyd.
Yeah, he played him very well. Lloyd has just not been able to get on track. They're trying to find him. Like I said, the transfer from Kansas State is a real key component for this offense. It's been quiet today.
This time it's Lawson in the backfield trying to get to the outside, but he is dragged down from behind by Trent Carade.
It's also been interesting today with both of these teams that like to get after you in the pass rush game. Only 1 sack, and that's come against Miles Hastings. Now, Rittenhouse has had a lot of pressure, but he's able to get out of harm's way. We've seen it multiple times.
3rd and long here for Tommy Rittenhouse in the Illinois State offense. Rittenhouse has thrown for 174. They go to the ground. It's Lawson with a burst up the middle across the 15 for a 1st down.
Yeah, nice run by Lawson. And again, that blocking on the interior of the offensive line and Micah Barnhart down the field, getting another block in that 2nd and 3rd level. Good job by the Illinois State team.
Meyer and Porter Connors combined on the tackle. 1st down for Illinois State. Rittenhouse dumps it off on the screen to Lawson, who makes the man miss and then pays for it. Connors with the tackle.
Well, I'm wondering if we'll see more of Lawson since Winker's right went out.
Wright's been a little banged up this year. You mentioned it earlier. Injuries are a huge part of this Illinois State story. They are healthier now than they were earlier in the season. 2nd down play. Casper on the catch at the 10, and he's wrestled down there.
And that was one of the concerns, too, for UC Davis, wondering if being off a week would affect them. It only seemed to affect them in that very early first quarter. After that, man, they got rolling.
Yeah.
This is a critical time, and I think you want to dial up your best plays if you're Tony Peterson.
3rd and 7. Casper has been the favorite target today of Rittenhouse. He's got 9 catches for 63 yards. Where does he go on 3rd and 7? They give it to Lawson again. And Lawson is met and dropped. Kavir Baines was the second guy there. I think it was David Meyer first.
I have no doubt that they're going to kind of keep this alive. They want to get a nice, closer 4th down play. They're staying on it. Yeah, I'm saying that 3rd down was to set up this 4th down.
4th and 2. Huge play for Illinois State. They fake it. And now toss, and that ball is going to be short. Scotty Presson did not get to the 5-yard line. That was the mark he needed to get to. They went play action to Lawson. And
I like the fact that they were going to roll him out, but not a good opportunity. This is the second time we've seen this. Going outside. You think you have it there. Great coverage. Yeah, good job.
Got away with the hold, too.
I want you to watch here the receiver coming around Scotty Preston, the fullback, and look at 95, Zach Kennedy, pulls him there, slows him down. But even if he hadn't done that, look at the receivers, the defensive back right on point. Now, you can't do this. This is a hold. They get away with one there.
Yeah, not calling that is a complete change because it gives you 1st and goal. Zach Kennedy, an outstanding defensive lineman for UC Davis. Got away with one there. The bottom line is it's UC Davis football. Miles Hastings 2 yards away through the air from 4,000 passing yards this season. Not going to come on this play. It's Lan Larison.
Ernesto Nava, big 79. Watch him pull, and you're going to see him work on the inside. And then create a little opening there on the outside. They do a nice job. Ian Simpson and these tight ends, they have done a really good job blocking on the edge.
Larison going to be a yard short. Stephen Curtis brought him down. 3rd and 1, quickly back to the line. Larison, that one jump cut, and then he just accelerates straight up the field for a 1st down.
He's patient, but he explodes when he needs to. It's just really nice. That, like you said, that jump cut gets him in open space. Again, you've got this offensive line doing a nice job of mashing, and he'll go out the back door with a nice run.
UC Davis tempo. C.J. Hutton in motion. Hastings dumps it to Ian Simpson, the tight end. Simpson tries to go airborne, but the DB didn't go low, and so
the difference is Mark Cannon Jr. is 6'3". He said, no, don't do that.
Got a flag on the play.
Might be a hold on big 70.
Offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
That is Eli Simonson.
Simonson, big 70. They played well, but the grab on the edge, yep. By the face mask.
Say you could have called hold, you could have called illegal hands to the face mask, however you wanted to do it there. Lan Larison has once again gone over 100 yards. He's sitting on 101. Whistle stop play. Not sure why. Still not sure why.
Still haven't given us an indication as to what it is. Gotcha.
I think they were trying to figure out where that ball needed to be spotted. And ultimately decided they had it in the right place. on the ground. A burst this time from Jordan Fisher for about 6 yards. McCoy and Abdullah on the tackle.
Sophomore out of Portland, Oregon. Really has a different burst, the combination with Larson. All kinds of
C.J. Hutton.
The offensive line, again, just holding up, keeping him clean. I mean, this pocket is perfect. He's able to pick. He can look to where he wants to go, has time. Really nice job up front.
3rd down and a yard, and Jordan Fisher, slippery, able to slip a tackle and get the 1st down yardage after a gain of a couple.
Well, Rich, you come away with no points, and then if you're Illinois State, and you've got to find a way to stop this UC Davis offense. I like that they're going tempo because that's what they're used to. They're not going super fast, but they're going fast enough to keep this ball and keep this drive alive.
Larson into the slot, but you got whistles and a flag before the snap.
False start. Offense. Not all players set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
They said not all the players set before the snap. Larson never came to a set, but it was almost like he was a motion man. Was there somebody else moving?
I didn't see that. That's why I know he was moving. And like that's what sometimes happens with shifts and trades too. You know, if you're not in position, you don't settle before you snap it.
Empty set this time for Miles Hastings. With time over the middle. That's another catch for C.J. Hutton. What a day he's having. He's got 7 catches on 7 targets. A gain of 18 yards there. He's gone over 100 yards. Also has a touchdown.
Again, a very clean pocket for Miles Hastings, and C.J. Hutton with a nice catch.
Ty Niekamp with the tackle there. Miles Hastings has now officially gone over 4,000 yards. It's a single-season program record here at UC Davis. And this is for a guy that, Charles, I think you mentioned it at the very beginning of the show today, wasn't sure that he was going to play football this year. He told us that he thought last year was his final season of football. He's played for Dan Hawkins. They make a coaching change in the offseason when Hawkins steps down. And then Tim Plow is the name that's at the top of the list, and he told us before he accepted the job,
I had to talk to him.
he called Miles Hastings, and he said it wasn't so much that I was trying to convince him to stay. He's like, I just wanted to understand kind of where the program is.
I thought that was, and that's probably the best recruiting job he did, getting this job, right? Making sure that the guy with the C and the captain and all of the things that he's been able to do for this offense stick around and go on the journey with it.
Both Tim Plow and Miles Hastings referred to it as kind of a full circle moment because Plow recruited Hastings out of San Marcos High School. McCoy thought he had a pick there.
Yeah, he was playing with house money. Miles Hastings here. An opportunity there. Deontay McCoy almost had that one.
When that works, everybody goes, oh, what an incredible play. But the rule is don't throw it late back across your body over the middle, right?
That's it. They use a lot of time on the clock away from the Illinois State, who hasn't been able to score as frequently as they need to.
We need a timeout.
28-10, our score with 4:39 to play in the third.
Talk about North Dakota State finishing games. Logan Kopp has been all over the field for a number of years. Look at him. Pig, 6, big man. Go get you some. 31-yard touchdown to ice the game.
Pretty impressive run after the catch. So that is a final 51-31. Sets up next week's quarterfinal matchups on the right bracket. North Dakota State Mercer, South Dakota State Incarnate Word. Once again, the road to the FCS championship game going to go through the Dakotas. Rittenhouse dumps it over the middle to Seth Glatz, the junior from Morton, Illinois. transfer in from Western Illinois.
We'll probably see more of Glatz. Winker's right is with the sling on. I don't think we'll see him the rest of the game today.
Yeah, I think he just made his way back into the injury tent. Was walking around on the sideline with a shoulder in a sling, and it came on the carry in which he went over the 2,000-yard mark for his career.
I don't know if I like this play when you're this far behind. Just really struggled to get offensively rolling, and when they've had chances, it just kind of comes to a complete halt.
40 pass attempts in this game for Tommy Rittenhouse, 25 of 40 for 186 yards and a touchdown. He's had success, hasn't had a ton of success down the field, though. A lot of short and intermediate throws. He gets this one complete to Sobkowitz. That is enough for a first down out to the 35-yard line, gain of 8.
Ferner on the coverage with Sobkowitz with nice hands. Able to snag that ball and keep this drive alive. Need some urgency with it, though.
Glatz for now stays in at running back. We've seen a lot of Lawson today as well in the backfield. Rittenhouse with time, trying now to get to the outside. He throws on the run. That's complete to Sobkowitz again across midfield for another first down.
Two nice plays back to back, getting this drive going. Had plenty of time, games in the middle, stunt, but he's able to pick it up. The offensive line does a nice job, and he's able to just evade the rush and throws really nicely on the run there.
8th catch of the game for Sobkowitz. Eddie Casper's got 9 to lead Illinois State. Left side, and that one is incomplete. Trying to go back to Sobkowitz.
Even when Sobkowitz or Casper, this half, they have guys cover them tightly. I mean, this is as tight as you can be. Alexander right there may have gotten away with a little bit of a pull. The secondary is really working to lock down these receivers, knowing that they have to be in that situation where they're going to be throwing the ball a lot more.
2:33, third quarter. Rittenhouse with the blitz coming, takes off, and he'll avoid the hit as he goes out of bounds after a gain of a couple. Jackson Floyd pushed him out.
I love how he just makes Kavir Baines, sees him coming and just stops and pulls and goes the other way out the back door. Nice job by Rittenhouse.
Have some wheels to be able to pull that off.
He did. He knew that pressure was coming, waited to the last second, and then just took off.
3rd and 8. Xavier Lloyd dragging across the middle, but that one is incomplete, nearly intercepted. He was pushing it over toward Casper.
Kavir Baines he knows it, had the chance to get this interception, not able to pick that off. But they had high-low on Casper that time. You had coverage on top, and that's why Baines is a defensive back and not a receiver. Just teasing. That's what we would always say, but really good job of getting in front of that ball. Fake.
Faking the punt. Oh, it's going to be close. The extra effort going to be really close. It's going to depend entirely on the spot. They need to get it to the 39-yard line.
Wow.
And they're going to say first down. On 4th and 8, they go fake punt. And a really incredible effort that time.
Yeah, Rich, anytime you have the
moving on the field,
quarterback as the up back, you got to know something is going on.
Under further review.
And this last effort, just pushing through.
Was he down at the 40, or does he get that full extension? We'll look at it when we come back. UC Davis in front by 18.
The runner made the line to gain. The first down, Illinois State.
The ruling on the field on the Rittenhouse run on a fake punt. It was called first down on the field. After video review, they confirmed the call on the field. So look, You got contact at the 43. And Charles, he fights his way down to the 39 for the first half.
That was impressive. Talked about him being a tough guy, and every time he's in the game, I don't care if he's up, back, or wherever he is, you know that they're going to try to do something different.
Maybe a little poetic justice there for Illinois State because they missed a face mask on that run earlier in the play. No flag came in on that, so perhaps it works out as it should have. So 1st and 10 after the fake punt. They swing it out of the backfield. That's Glatz on the reception. Glatz with the run after the catch for a first down. Rex Connors gets him down.
Yeah, that burst after catching the football. Glatz just catches it and takes off. Sometimes you run the arrow route, but this time he just stays to the sideline and catches it and turns up the field with a nice gain.
Fresh set of downs. Casper in motion. They fake it to Glatz and then swing it to the tight end, Javon Charles with the catch.
Well, the other thing with Rittenhouse, that's 2 plays in a row where he's kind of not giving the receiver a clean catch. If he gets that one to Javon Charles, Charles can probably work that way up the field and pick up more yardage.
Last week against Southeast Missouri State, Illinois State faced 85 pass attempts from their opponent. I don't think they're going to get to 85, but it's going to be a big number of attempts from Rittenhouse when this one is all said and done.
Number 13, Eddie
that was
Casper.
his 47th attempt of the game. 30 of 47 so far.
Another 3rd down situation. Eddie Casper, Johnny on the spot. 10 catches so far today.
So can Illinois State get into the end zone? 11 plays deep into the drive. We head to the 4th quarter with our score the same as it was at halftime. Earlier in the 3rd quarter, Winkers Wright went down on a play where he eclipsed 2,000 rushing yards for his career. Looked like he kind of came down hard on that right shoulder. We saw him earlier in a sling on the sideline for Illinois State.
And there he is on the sideline.
It's that left shoulder where there was already kind of a brace in place there. They've got him iced. Looks like he's not coming back into the game. And this is a spot where you know that Illinois State would love to have Winkers Wright on the field. A big 3rd down. He averaged over 7.5 yards per carry today. 3rd and a long 3. Seth Glatz is the back. They give it to Glatz, bounces it to the right side, and he's going to be stacked up at the 16-yard line. So another 4th down play coming for Illinois State.
Big physical defensive line holds the ledge right there. Look, they're getting double teamed and blocked, but there's no movement. And then you have the second wave coming of the defensive backs and the linebackers. And one of the things they talked about, this defensive line is really, really solid for UC Davis.
4th down, they'll call it 3. Rittenhouse facing pressure, gets to the outside, takes a shot toward the end zone, intercepted! Taken away by Wyatt Gardner. He's dropped there. A big defensive stop for UC Davis on 4th down.
Really on the field. It's an interception
He
by the
can
defense.
thank Zach Kennedy for that. 95. They're relentless, they're aggressive, and they keep coming. And look at 95 on the edge, getting blocked, knows he has to get out there, but then they also have other guys chasing. Great job by Wyatt Gardner coming up with the interception in the end zone.
Fourth quarter score here in Davis, California. 14-16 to play. The Aggies of UC Davis leading at 28-10 over the Illinois State Redbirds. Spot in the FCS championship quarterfinals on the line in this ball game, and they give it to Land Larison on 1st down.
Thought that was going to take off that play, but really nice job by Lavois Deontay McCoy with the tackle.
on the carry. To the air, what a catch. Reaching behind him and hauling it in, Winston Williams, the first team all Big Sky tight end with a great grab.
We're so used to seeing Lane Larson do this, but look at Winston Williams reaching out with that left hand, snagging it. Nice job.
Right back to the ground. No, they fake it to Larson and dump it out of the backfield to Ian Simpson.
Pass complete, 0.
Simpson had his helmet come off. He's got to come out of the game for a play.
We got a good group of tight ends over there. And Simpson, we saw one play with Williams and then Simpson with the catch and helmet flying off.
Mateo Perez into the game in the backfield for Larson. They give it to Perez. A little burst out across the 45. He'll gain 2, maybe 3 on the play. Brings up a 3rd down.
Really, this is the defense having to hold here, trying to stop this drive so they can get that ball back for their offense.
And when you think about cradle of coaches, UC Davis may not be the first program that comes to mind. But when you start digging into some of the names that have been a part of this program through the years, you're a little surprised. Hastings trying to set up a screen, and that one was blown up. Names like Mike Bellotti and Dan Hawkins and Chris Peterson and the Hackett brothers. And the man whose name is on this field, Jim Sokerfield, had such a big impact on Tim Plow, the current head coach in his first season at UC Davis.
Soker with a real close relationship with Bill Walsh as well.
And certainly that has had an influence on the offense. Dan Hawkins, an assistant before ultimately becoming the head coach here most recently.
Bill Walsh's son was a receiver here, and one of my former coaches at UCLA, Nick Alexander, coached him, so got a chance to spend a lot of time there. We'll come back on the other side and talk a little more about it.
It's V Week at ESPN, where we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research, game-changing research that helps save lives. Want to join the fight? You can do that. The fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. Illinois State with the football. We're talking about the coaching lineage here at UC Davis. So many guys that have made an impact.
Yeah, so many of them have been real key for this team. And nice breakup there by Kabir Baines, excuse me.
Illinois State has made a coaching or a quarterback change, not a coaching change. Brock Spack not going anywhere, but Jake Rubley has come into the game. The transfer from Kansas State.
Has a big arm, can throw the ball, and was in a competition with Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse won, and you get the chance to see Rubley a bit.
And this may be kind of in the name of trying to push the ball down the field a little bit more. Eddie Casper with another catch in the ball game.
And really being in a position where you have to capitalize on all your time and possessions because they're becoming more precious.
Said the difference ultimately in Rittenhouse winning the starting job at the beginning of the year was just a little more time in the offense with offensive coordinator Tony Peterson. He was a little better in the spring, a little better in camp. They went into season with the thought that both of these guys would play as Sobkowitz hauls in another catch. He's had a big game. Gain of 11 there, and you see the big arm that time from Rubley.
Really nice throw in the middle of the field. Protecting well, and ball gets out of that hand pretty quick.
Rubley, a little bit bigger quarterback at 6'3", 220, and he pushes it down the field here. Flag comes in on the play.
It's interesting because I thought that ball was uncatchable, but still lets us a hold as opposed to pass interference.
Defense, number 6.
It's
15-yard
Marquise
penalty
Alexander
on that.
called for the
First
pass
down.
interference.
What you don't want to do is give this team any opportunity to come back. Yeah, I thought it was an uncatchable ball, so maybe they may have gone whole, but they called that a pass interference.
So now a 1st and 10 for Illinois State, and this ball really hit the mascot with that one.
Bull Durham, right? Newton loose. Just taking out the bull, the Aggie, rather.
There are probably some bulls on campus. This is a great agriculture school, one of the best veterinary programs anywhere in the country. I was driving around on campus this morning, and large animal hospital, small animal hospital. Also, you may be familiar with Robert Mondavi. He's been a significant contributor here at UC Davis. They've got the Robert Mondavi Institute of Wine and Food Science.
Well, I saw a bunch of turkeys at the hotel as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 10 or 15 of them.
I don't know if that's tied to the veterinary program or not.
Yeah, they were just, you know, and I had to let them cross the street, making sure they were okay.
3rd and 10 for Rubley and the Redbird offense. Down 18 with 11:07 to play. Could potentially be in 4-down territory. We'll see. Rubley steps up. Not known for the running ability. He throws it complete to the near sideline. That's going to be short of the 1st down. You would imagine that the offense stays on the field here on 4th and 2.
I have no doubt that they're going to push this ball down the field, especially where they are in 4th down, trying to get this and get some points, which have been hard for them to get.
4th time today that Illinois State has gone for it on 4th down. They are 1 of 3 on 4th downs. Pass for the motion man, top of your screen. Rubley looking over the middle, and that ball is caught by Preston. And that's enough for the 1st down.
Preston with a nice catch. Rubley showing it again, getting it low, so only his guy can catch it. They're only rushing 3, dropping 8, so he's able to find that opening in the secondary.
Fresh set of downs for Illinois State. Now 2 of 4 on 4th down. Rubley pump fake. Trying to find something. Now he takes off and goes low as he scrambles his way almost to the 30-yard line. That's where they will spot the ball.
One of the hardest things to do is he's been on the sideline all this game. Then he has to come in and get to game speed. Looks like he's getting a nice rhythm.
Last 2 drives for Illinois State have ended at the UC Davis 7 and at the 16. With no points to show. Rubley, room to run again. And the big man takes off, and he gets it down close to the 20-yard line for another 1st down.
He's moving pretty well. They said he wasn't as effective as a runner, but that's a few times in a row we've seen him take off. Nothing there. He's looking to pass, sees that opening, and gets down the field. Now, they had a spy for Rittenhouse, maybe not so much for Rubley.
Said that Rubley certainly was disappointed not to win the starting job, but this ball tipped around and it hits the ground, nearly intercepted.
It was like 3 or 4 UC Davis defenders with the opportunity.
That could have been the nail in the coffin for Illinois State. It was tipped into the air off the hands of Lawson. Porter Connors had the best chance to come up with the pick, and he just couldn't haul it in.
Connors, David Myers. Meyer a little bit nicked up on that play.
David Meyer, over 100 tackles on the season, holds the single season record for solo stops. Comes off here. Junior from Mission Viejo.
Nick Fato will be taking his place.
9:03 to play. 4th quarter. Trip to the FCS Championship quarterfinals on the line. Illinois State got to have points on this drive. Down 18. changed at the line. Play change came from the sideline. They go to the air. And on the catch again, Daniel Sobkowitz. Hard to believe that Xavier Lloyd still does not have a catch in this ball game. You see down on the play, Joey Carrillo, the junior from Lafayette, California. With the break on the field, we'll take one as well. 8:59 to play. UC Davis in front, 28-10. Joey Carrillo having to be helped off the field by the training staff for UC Davis. He was on the field grabbing at that knee. You always hate to see that.
Yeah. Let's hope he's okay.
Quarterback change for Illinois State with Jake Rubley in on this drive. This was the final play. This was the interception of Rittenhouse on the previous drive. Watch him at the end of the play.
And prior to this, he was the guy that got them the first down on the fake punt.
Right, he was the up back, got the direct snap on the fake punt, kind of got turned around backwards. Don't know if that contributes to why Rubley is in the game at this point. 3rd down and 5 for Illinois State. Rubley from the gun has it batted down and nearly picked off. That was Luke Sarek. Luka Sarek.
Good job by Luka going up and playing the ball. Almost intercepts it. If he does, he's running. He might be running to Sacramento.
Going to go for it on 4th down. 4th and 5. 8:52 to play. It's a 3-score game. UC Davis in front. Rubley to the air. Broken up on the play. Kavir Baines steps in, the nickelback, jumped the route, knocked it away. He's made some big plays today.
They were picking on him early in the game, and he has just really stepped up here lately. And this was a nice play by Kavir Baines, coming over and just, again, getting in harm's. They've done a nice job of rushing 3, dropping 8, and that allows them to have guys on those underneath passes. Great job by this defense.
And now the last 3 drives for Illinois State have ended at the 7, the 16, and the 18 in UC Davis territory.
You're in the scoring zone, and you can't come away with any points. That's going to be the difference in this ball game if it stays this way.
Jordan Fisher motions out of the backfield. They dump it off to Land Larison. Land Larison with a big play for UC Davis. Look at him go in the open field. Larison throws his shoulder into Dylan Gearhart. A massive play for UC Davis.
Every game there's going to be an explosive play by number 3. And right here, it's there because they put him in that funnel screen area, and then he takes off. You know what I love about it? Walter Payton said, I'm not going out of bounds. Land Larison says, I know that. I'm used to wrestling steers and everything else, and I make big plays. And I take on any tackler that comes my way.
Maybe not one of the 3 finalists for the Walter Payton Award, but Walter Payton-esque at the end there. They dump it now underneath. That's the tight end, Ian Simpson. Ian Simpson into the end zone. A UC Davis touchdown from 18 yards out.
You talk about finishing ball games. I think Coach Plow probably said, look, guys, let's put this thing away. You go with Larison on 1, and then Simpson comes back with a nice dagger in this ball game.
And quarterback Miles Hastings delivering on time with a catchable ball there for Ian Simpson. He has thrown for 385 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game.
We could see it up here, how everything was opening up in the middle of the field, and that was going to be an easy touchdown for Simpson.
Did you think that UC Davis might just try to milk the clock? How about 2 plays, 82 yards, 42 seconds, and a score?
Well, this is perfectly designed because you bring your tight end on that delay route underneath, and everybody blocking for him. It's almost like a screen, but it's just an easy arrow route for him, and Simpson has shown his athleticism.
They were thrilled to get Ian Simpson back. Had a shoulder injury, had an ankle injury, had only played 4 games prior to today this season. That's his 3rd touchdown catch of the year.
Like I said, this tight end crew had 65 receptions, 628 yards, 9 touchdowns before today's game. So you knew that room had a chance to be explosive, but Lan Larison is also one of the key components.
Looking more and more like a trip for UC Davis to South Dakota next week. South Dakota a winner earlier today over Tarleton State. That would be a matchup in the quarterfinals between the number 4 and number 5 seeds in this FCS championship. Jalen Carr from the 8. Fakes the end around. Jalen Carr trying to have a big return, and he gets it all the way out to the 40-yard line. Return of 32 yards on the play.
Well, the fake here gets everyone off kilter, and then all of a sudden Jalen Carr is rolling.
Clock operator, please set the game clock to 7:56.
Good job by him of getting down the field, making a play.
Time not on the side of Illinois State, down 25 with 7:56 to play. Rubley in the game at quarterback. They've got to hit big plays and in a hurry. UC Davis defense has not allowed for that, and they are more than fine with a 4-yard scramble on 1st down.
They'll take that every time, and I think what they did a really nice job of is taking away one of the key components, Xavier Lloyd. And you can see what they've had. They've gotten the ball down the field and made plays, but could not score.
Look at that, 15 minutes, 38 seconds off the clock with no points to show for it on the last 3 drives for the Redbirds. Pressure. And that should be a sack for Zach Kennedy.
The one thing that we talked about this D-line being so key and such a key component of this team.
Third and 9. Lawson motions out of the backfield. Rubley pressured again. Trying to find some room to make a play, and he's wrestled down from behind after a 2-yard gain.
And the biggest difference now, too, Rich, this UC Davis team knows they've got to pass every time, so they're coming after him with extra guys, but then they're also able to fall off because he's not as effective as a runner as what we saw with Rittenhouse.
Remember on the last drive, David Meyer kind of hobbled off the field.
You knew he was going to come back.
He is back in the game and was right there in the middle of that play.
And then Jackson Cloyd.
Meyer, the leading tackler today for UC Davis. Not that that should come as a surprise. 10 tackles, 8 of them solo stops today. And Illinois State, they were going to punt. They were going to fake it. Ball comes out. On 4th down, it is recovered by Illinois State, but that was a 4th down play, so it doesn't matter. Max Zebarth recovered the fumble.
Yeah, I don't think you want your punter trying to run that ball against that defense, and you have not, well, you start off already in punt formation, and you have 9 yards to go for the 1st down when you get back to the line of scrimmage.
Tim Plow on his way to becoming just the 2nd first-year head coach at UC Davis to win a playoff game. Dan Hawkins did that in his 1st year. It also would make him the leader in wins in an inaugural head coaching season here at UC Davis. You see Tim Plow with that great mustache.
Good talking to him about Chris Peterson and being, you know, a master coach and process driven, and just really how he's mentored. And it's interesting to hear when you have all these coaches that have come through here who you can tap into.
It's interesting hearing Tim Plow talk about his philosophy in recruiting. He recognizes that this is a team that's got a lot of upperclassmen. Got a bunch of seniors, bunch of super seniors on this team. And we asked him about, okay, going forward, what about replacing these guys? Because he talks about a national championship here at UC Davis. His quote was this: our investment is going to be in high school players. We hear all about the transfer portal all the time. He says, here's my pitch. Come play for me for 2 to 3 years. I'll either get you to an FBS payday, get you to the NFL, or get you a degree from Davis that will get you paid 6 figures a year out of college.
It's a pit. I mean, hey, you play to your advantage of what you have from a school and what you want to do with your players.
UC Davis, an elite academic institution. An elite run there by Mateo Perez. Shoved out of bounds by Gearhart. Gain of 17 for the Aggies.
He's able to get to the edge, and when he does, he tries a stop-start. Couldn't get around Gearhart.
How about props for standing in there with that camera on your shoulder, with that coming right into your face. Appreciate all of our crew today. Mateo Perez stays in at running back. Hastings lobs it over to Perez, looking for a block. Now cuts it back. Perez to the 5, and he's dropped at the 1-yard line. Oh, Mateo Perez so close to his first touchdown of the season. He picks up 15 there.
Watch Winston Williams on this block, 23. Nice job here getting in and shadowing and just knocking him down. And then Perez with that Larison type move to get more yards after that.
Hodgson blew that one up. I beg your pardon, Keandre Jackson.
It's a guy you don't want to see in a dark alley.
Time out for injured player.
He's still playing hard. I think he's more of a linebacker than a safety. 6'3", 215. One of the captains on this defense.
This UC Davis offense led by Miles Hastings. Miles Hastings has been outstanding today. Larison as good as advertised. Couple of touchdown passes for Hastings in the ball game. Larison, another score. He's got 3 of them today.
Yeah, and then the ability to get to all the different weapons and make sure they score is also very impressive. Nick Kessler.
Look at the milestones that have been reached today. You had Wright going over 2,000 yards for his career. Sobkowitz 1,000 yards this season. And then for UC Davis, Hastings, a 4,000-yard passing season. That is a program record. That was Nick Kessler banged up on the play. Goes to the sideline for Illinois State. Second and goal here for UC Davis. The give is to Perez, and he is stopped. Brought down by Gearhart.
They're trying to use as much clock, but also get one more score.
Hastings sitting on 400 yards passing today. He had 458 against Cal Poly earlier this season. Also had a 398-yard passing game at Sacramento State in the regular season finale. Hastings has moved into second place all-time in passing yards. Jake Meyer, the all-time leader. He was here in 2017, 18, and 19, threw for 11,163 yards.
First charge, time out of the half.
Take a pretty deep playoff run for Miles Hastings to get to that mark. Not impossible, but it certainly would make for a great story in UC Davis lore. The NCAA FCS championship coverage continues next weekend with quarterfinal coverage across ESPN's networks. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Alongside Charles Arbuckle and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Richard Cross. We're glad to have you along on a beautiful Saturday in what I think the locals call Northern California. I guess anything north of San Francisco falls into the NoCal part of the state?
I would say yes.
You're a guy that spent some time in the state of California, a little farther south than where we are now. Toward the end zone, and that ball is hauled in for a touchdown. Chaz Davis, his 7th touchdown reception of the season. It's the 3rd passing touchdown of the game for Miles Hastings.
The 6'3", 210-pound senior from Stockton goes up, climbs the ladder with a nice catch.
This is now the 9th straight game for Miles Hastings with 3 or more touchdown passes.
He has been on a tear.
Back on September 21st against Utah Tech, Hastings had 1 touchdown pass. Since then, 3 against Idaho, 3 against Portland State, 4 against Cal Poly and Eastern Washington, 3 against Northern Colorado, Montana, Montana State, Sacramento State, and now today, 3 against Illinois State.
Well, he told Miles Hastings he could leave his mark, and he's sure doing that. Tim Plow, when he took this job, and you put the ball up where your guy can go make a play on it. I would always take my chances with the 6'3" guy, and Miles Hastings has been on point today.
42-10 our score. Miles Hastings now with 35 touchdown passes on the season. Has not thrown an interception today. And this UC Davis team going to see their season extended by at least a week.
My math says 76% completion percentage for Miles Hastings today. And he's been, that's 69 on the year, but his last game was 75%. This game, 76%.
Hastings 25 of 33 for 403 yards and 3 touchdowns in the ballgame. Larison has had another game over 200 yards all-purpose. Touchback. And so Illinois State to the 25-yard line. 3:49 to play. That's all that stands between UC Davis and a trip to South Dakota to take on the number 4 seed next weekend, either Friday or Saturday. Montana State, the number 1 overall seed, awaits the winner of tonight's game between Idaho and Lehigh. Depending on how things shake out, you could see a rematch of that UC Davis Montana State game in the semifinals. A lot of work to be done between now and then. Rubley's pass incomplete.
Alexander with a nice knockdown on that one. Right at the last second, able to get his hands up.
That ball was intended for Brett Spalding, the tight end. 2nd and 10. Complete over the middle.
Pass incomplete.
He knocked that one out.
Martini hit from behind right as the ball was coming into his hands. Couldn't hang on. Now Martini, the sophomore from Appleton, Wisconsin. I think it's Martini, actually. That's better than Martini, isn't it? This pass is incomplete. Trying to get it that time to Ryland Crawford.
Crawford laid out to try to catch that one, but not a good chance. Didn't have a chance to catch it.
Illinois State waving the white flag here. They send the punt unit on. 4th and 10 from deep in their own territory. Now 42-10 with 3:29 to play. Mateo Perez will be the return man for UC Davis. Driving spiral. Sends Perez back, makes a fair catch at the 31-yard line with 3:23 to play. What a day for Miles Hastings.
All over the field, finding receivers and getting the ball out. Again, when you go 25 of 33, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only sacked once, it's a pretty good day, I would say.
And the day is now done for Miles Hastings. 25 of 33, 403 yards. Leading receiver was C.J. Hutton. He had 104 yards receiving. Grant Harper now into the game. Harper hands it off to Jordan Fisher.
Number 20, Jordan Fisher.
I will say also, this Illinois State team had a real good season, especially figuring out how they started off. They were struggling and came together as a unit and got on a tear.
Lost to Iowa in the season opener, then won 3 in a row. Had a tough loss to North Dakota State at home, beat Southern Illinois, lost to Missouri State, and then they started the run that they've been on for the last 6 weeks, including a first-round playoff win last week against Southeast Missouri State. A day when they forced 8 turnovers. That's one of the differences today, as UC Davis has not turned over the football. That's a first down for Jordan Fisher. Second effort on that run. A little burst out to the 45.
When you play solid football, both offensively and defensively, your special teams with the block, we expected Illinois State to have some real challenges, but UC Davis didn't give them a chance on special teams.
Going back to 2011, there have only been 3 FCS programs that have won the national championship. We know about North Dakota State. South Dakota State has won the last 2 titles. And then you got 1 mixed in there in 2020 for Sam Houston State. Could there be a new team that enters into that mix? We've got a 2-minute timeout. UC Davis on its way to a second-round win over Illinois State. .42-10 our score, 2 minutes to play. UC Davis on its way to a quarterfinal matchup. Last 5 national champions at the FCS level. It's been the Jackrabbits each of the last 2 seasons. Before that, North Dakota State. Sam Houston won it in 2020. You had North Dakota State in 2019 as well. North and South Dakota State have won 11 of the last 13 national championships. And so the question is, could this UC Davis team climb their way into the mix? Their head coach thinks maybe so.
Yeah, I think when he looks at it, he says, look, we really like playing the MVC, but we know when we play them, we got to be ready. This is your first test, but now it really becomes the next level, and it's going to be interesting to watch. If they want to have a chance, they know where it's going to go through to get to the championship game.
Clock will roll here. Maybe.
Game clock operator, please set the game clock to 1:58. Play clock set to 40. We'll start on my whistle.
All right, for whatever reason, the clock stopped, so they will set the clock at 1:58 and then have a 40-second play clock. So now it's rolling. See Tim Plow point to that logo on his hat. Was he talking about your initials?
CA? Oh, yeah, I think so.
If you don't get one of those hats before you head back home, you're doing it wrong.
You put that on my mind, and I think that's something I have to do. Yeah, but he has been proud of this program, been a part of the program, and happy to be back here. And I think you can see why with what they have and everything that they've been doing this year.
Tim Plow was the offensive coordinator at Boise State on Andy Avalos' staff. That did not go particularly well, and he said it was one of the most difficult moments of his career. Got kind of disenchanted with the game a little bit. He joined The staff, Justin Wilcox at Cal, was the tight ends coach there. And then as the season went along, became more involved in play calling. And he said he kind of recaptured his love for offensive football and play calling in the game itself. And it's part of the reason that he's so happy to be back here.
Well, and it's a place that you were able to learn your craft, right? You were a great player here. You grew up on this field, so to speak, and now you're able to come back. And I think that's what he was you could tell he really enjoyed that part of coming back home.
The 5 seed this year for UC Davis is the highest in school history. And the Aggies will get back to work tomorrow as they look toward a quarterfinal matchup. We'll show you the bracket here coming up in just a bit as you see two coaches, a lot of respect for each other. Tim Plow for UC Davis and Brock Spack, a longtime head coach at Illinois State, for the handshake. An impressive game today for UC Davis. Kind of sputtered on their opening drive. They went 3 and out. They gave up the touchdown. They fell behind 7-0, but then they outscored Illinois State 42-3 the rest of the way. And UC Davis will now meet South Dakota next week at a quarterfinal game.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for. You get Illinois State, South Dakota. But you know in these playoffs, that's how it's going to happen, right? That's what you have to do, and that'll be interesting. Montana State still waiting for the winner of the Idaho-Lehigh game.
That game will happen tonight in Moscow, Idaho. Lehigh coming across the country, looking for a win themselves. Hoping to visit with Miles Hastings, the quarterback today for UC Davis. Had a great visit with him early in the week, and you could tell that from where he was mentally following last season, thinking that he was done, that he had played his last college football, to where he is right now, leading this program with the season that he's had. It really has been an incredible journey.
It really has. I mean, that's what you come to school, you want to have things work your way, and then it wasn't going well for him. Tim Plow, who found his way back home and said, hey, I had to sit down with Miles. He was one of the first guys I wanted to talk to and get an understanding of what he wanted to do and how could he leave his mark.
Miles Hastings over 4,000 yards passing this year and leads his team to a dominant win, and he joins us from the field. Miles, congratulations on a great win today. We had a really good visit with you early in the week, and you told us that a year ago right now, you thought your college football career was over. Good thing you came back.
Right. It was a crazy year, and I'm so thankful for Coach Plow and the whole coaching staff and this great team that we got. It's really special, and this was a really cool day. I'll never forget.
I was going to ask you, this day, this game in particular, to throw for over 400 yards, to have another 3-touchdown game, to play this game on your campus, what did it mean?
You know, it was everything we really dreamed of in terms of the beginning of the season. You know, it was like, don't leave it in the committee's hand, get a home playoff game, and that's exactly what we did. So just really excited to get the win and keep it moving in the tournament. It's awesome.
Miles, I know you have so many weapons to throw to and so many guys. Who was the guy that kept saying, I'm open today? Because you were getting the ball to everybody.
The beautiful part about this is every guy wants it for each other, and you know, each time it could be someone's day, and you know, it's a really good group of guys that just love each other. So I really appreciate everyone there on the offense.
Road trip to South Dakota on the docket now. Miles, congratulations on the win. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, guys.
Miles Hastings throws for 403 yards and 3 touchdowns. Land Larison, 22 carries, 104 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. And UC Davis with a dominating win today against Illinois State.
This is what they wanted. They wanted to be at home. They got that opportunity, and they took advantage of it.
For our entire ESPN crew and my partner Charles Arbuckle, I'm Richard Cross. UC Davis rolls on to a quarterfinal. They will take on South Dakota next weekend. Thanks for being with us on this Saturday afternoon from Davis, California, where the Aggies win big over the Redbirds.